man, that sucks, General. You got to go do all the corporate shit. That's no fun.
Yeah, you should click on my BFB though and check out my new banner.
Oh, let's see.
I
What do
also
we got?
changed my name a little bit.
Nice. Nice. I like. Oh, yeah, I see your new name too. And Giraffe.
And Giraffe. See what I'm saying?
I love it. And
Yeah.
Giraffe.
I'm bearish and giraffe as fuck, all right?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, you know what? I actually don't really know much about your community. I know it's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, tell me a little bit about it because I know it's been around for a minute. I've just never really gotten into it at all.
It's two separate projects that were one was called Brawler Bears and one was called Bad Bears. They were both
Bad
bear,
Bears, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
both bear related projects, but um, the Bad Bears created the Drip platform that you'll see in Discord servers all over the place. And what it
Yes.
does, it rewards the communities with certain tokenomics and them to get into raffles and whatever else, and just focuses their efforts on X for you the founder. So it's just a really
Hey,
good tool
General, do me
what they created.
General, General, do me a
Yeah.
favor and tell your GPS bitch to shut up.
All right. Let me try to
Yeah,
put her ass on mute.
yeah.
Hold
Thank
on.
you.
Sana. All right. I've shut her up. She's just talking too damn
I
much.
know. They're like always. They
Damn.
try to take over every conversation. It's like I know you said it
Yeah.
once, bitch. Enough. Thank you. Enough.
Yeah. Like, why do you got to tell me 18
Fuck.
times? Like, jeez,
Damn.
it's aggressive.
I know. It's like coming up on the 71. Oh, you're coming up on the 71.
Yeah.
Oh, get in the right lane because it's coming up on the 71. It's like I know you just said that. Thank you. God.
Yeah. Exactly. But so Bad Bears created Drip, and then Brawler Bears had their own gamification tokenomics that were pretty badass. You could like customize your bears, create the lore, create the story. That was all on
Oh,
chain,
cool.
which was it was really incredible. And they had these different events that they held where it was like tournaments where you could fight your bears. Your bears would actually fight each other, and they had different power and strength and agility and intelligence attributes. And so you could kind of level your bears up as you were playing through the ecosystem. So it was pretty dope. And Scott is the dev behind that. He built all the tokenomics, and he's the dev behind Brawler Bears. But anyways, both the companies merged together to become bearish as fuck, and they did it on Abstract Chain because as far as
Well,
having somebody there,
abstract's getting all the attention right now anyway, so I get it. Yeah.
well, have somebody there that's available to help them with integration of different things that the Bears are trying to build, because Bears, that's what they do, is they build stuff, and so they they won a bunch of hackathons in real life. Just won the Denver hackathon recently. That was the
Bad
most
Bears
recent
did.
one they
Bad Bears
won.
did.
The Bearish as fuck, the new joined
Oh,
together
oh, got it.
company.
Okay, okay. So it's
Yeah.
not Bad Bears anymore.
So
It's not.
no, now it's called Bearish as fuck.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Bearish AF. Yeah. So, yeah, they launched on Abstract Change. They were one of the, if not the first, they were one of the first projects that minted on Abstract. I think they were the first, but yeah, really early to everything, and they constantly do different builds, and they have different things that we call sprints, where you really they're they're weaponizing the community basically by teaching them how to dev with there's this new thing called vibe
Uh
coding,
huh.
which I'm
Yeah,
sure everybody will hear a lot about in the near future, and you know they're teaching people live on streams how to
I
code.
see.
And yeah, so like last sprint they had like over 50 games created that were you could actually go and use and participate on, which is pretty sweet. And then now they're doing one for some token called Grindcoin that's coming out soon. Um, and so that's the next sprint that they're currently in the middle of. But they just, it's the community working together to build out, and they're
Yeah,
pretty loud too when it comes to socials.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember Bad Bears. I remember Bad Bears. Bad Bears had a good community. That's why I said, like, I know that PFP. You know, I'd seen like that community around. I just had never really asked you about it, so I was curious. That's cool, man. That's cool. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be wildly successful. Um, Another question I had for you: Did you actually like? Did you serve? Were you in the armed forces at all?
Yeah, I'm a Marine.
You were a Marine.
I was in, yeah, I was in from 2002 to 2006.
Mm,
So I was,
great years to be
fortunately
in.
part of,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, the Iraqi invasion. And so
Well, that's even
I had
like
to invade Iraq back
Fallujah
in,
#1 too is also in that time period.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we basically drove up through Kuwait and all the way into, take over Baghdad to get Saddam out of power.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
you were part of shock and awe. You were
I was, yeah.
okay. Wow. Wow. Thank you for your service, man. Um,
Yeah, and then after 3 tours, I was like,
you did
if they
three
don't have,
fucking tours?
yeah, yeah. After that, I was
God, they
like,
put
look,
you to
if
work.
you're not gonna
Jesus.
give me a $50,000 sign-on bonus or above, I'm not doing it. And they're like, actually, we don't have any sign-on bonuses for a combat engineer right now. And I said, well, I guess they can kiss my ass.
You wait a
So
second, dude. That see, this is one thing that I said, like in the modern, uh, just in the modern military, that's so fucking insane, bro. Your first round of enlistment and you did 3 tours, bro. That is crazy. Like
yeah,
Napoleon didn't push his troops that hard. You know, that's
no,
insane.
it was aggressive, and I knew if I did re-enlist, I was
Oh,
guaranteed
of course. Yeah.
to go overseas again at least a couple times. And Afghanistan was also popping off, and so that was going to be another place where I probably would do multiple tours. And I was like, I'm gonna not risk it anymore. I'm gonna get out, go to college, and
Yeah.
so that's what I did. I went out and got a
And
degree,
you
and
were a
uh,
combat engineer too. So,
yeah, yeah. So I was a jack of all
yeah,
trades,
yeah.
masters of none. We just we learned everything that the Marine Corps had to offer. Basically, we could do any job in particular, whatever was needed. We could do it. But majority of the stuff that I was doing was like, mine sweeping roads for
Sure.
IEDs.
So you worked with
Like
EOD a lot, I bet. You were probably yeah.
yeah, we did a lot of that because there was just so much. That was their main way of trying to attack us
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
putting them in the roads, and so we just got very vigilant on getting them out before they could get us.
Wow, man. Wow. Yeah, 3 tour, that's just insane. I can't believe that. Um it's why I mean it's why there's so much PTSD and stuff cuz guys just never got a chance to rest. Um wow, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
and you don't really get trained on how to like get back into the civilian life because when you're doing something of that level and magnitude in your life, and you're really a part of something bigger than yourself,
yeah, yeah.
and you have a purpose, and you're part of just
This
a
massive
group of
mission. Yeah, right.
brothers and sisters that would literally lay their life on the line for you at any minute.
Yeah.
And so, you go from that to like having to get out into the real world, and you're like, what in the hell is this? Like, these people don't give a fuck about you. Like,
Yeah, right.
it's a totally different, game. And so it took me a while chasing my tail, getting a couple DUIs, going to jail one time. And that's when I really woke up and was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
Sure.
I gotta get my shit together and
Sure.
get focused. And so that's when I really started caring about myself and like, you know, focusing on mind, body, spirit, really, every day. And once that happened, I met my wife, and I wasn't even looking.
Right,
And
right.
I ended up adopting her 2 kids within 6 months of us being
Oh, wow.
together, and
Okay.
then we had two together. So it's I've been blessed to be where I'm at
I was gonna
now,
say
and
it has a happy ending. That's good. Yeah, that's very good. Good for
it
you. Four
does, but
kids is
you
great.
still have your demons, and I am
Sure.
a 80% disabled veteran by the government. So, um,
Sure.
there's that part of it that'll always be with you for life. But
Hmm.
pretty excited because next February, we're actually getting together with all the Marines that I served with. It'll be a 20-year reunion, but it's for the death of one of the guys that I was in on my last tour. We lost a really good guy, and so we're going to go to his grave in Arizona, and all kind of meet up and have some camaraderie again. So it'll be good.
Nice. Very good. Very good. That's awesome. That's really awesome, man. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that with me. I'd always been kind of curious about that. Um, Very cool, man. Very, very cool. Love hearing that story. And I like that you met your wife there right when you were starting to get your shit together. That's good. So she didn't have to see you, when you were acting a fool, basically. That's good. And your kids never got to
Yeah,
see that either, so that's good.
they might have seen
Really
one
good.
or two times of me
Yeah, but
still
nothing like
not,
yeah, yeah, right. That's like
but
the
nothing like
same.
it used to be. No.
Yeah, yeah. Same with my kid, and you're blessed, man. You got four. That was the number I wanted. And I wanted two boys, two girls. Things didn't work out that way, but it's okay. We got Callisti, and kind of same thing. All my all my youthful indiscretions were way before she ever came to the world. So, there's I'm never gonna have to have a day, 20 years down the road when she's like, "Do you remember that one time?" It's like I'll never have to have that conversation, thank God. Where I have to explain some stupid behavior. So, thank God for that. And it seems like you got the same too. So, very good for you there. It's awesome, man. Um, Love to hear it. Love to hear that. Dunk. Oh, shit. Dunk just rugged again. Dang. All right, Dunk. Well, when you get back, I was going to ask you to post some stuff. Uh, there you go. Thank you, Reich. Um, can can you, Reich or Dunk, can one of you guys get JJ's little update thing posted?
Get it. I've been rugging for the last 15 minutes, so
No, I know. I could tell. I could tell something was going on with you. Are you driving right now?
no, no. I think it's the Wi-Fi. I'm in a studio, and I think I just turned off the Wi-Fi
Oh, okay. All right.
because they have like all the other hotspots around the building, and if you're not close enough to the right one, it screws you over. So I'll pin that stuff.
Okay, I just sent you co-host again too, so hopefully you can get that. um, does anyone know if we had a cell yesterday? I know we didn't have a cell on I know we didn't have a
We had
cell.
three,
Oh, we did. We had three.
but they were sells, not buys, I guess. So there's a
Oh,
difference.
oh,
I
oh,
guess
okay.
they don't count
They were
towards
offers.
this. Yeah, they don't
Why
count
are
towards the
why are people
stacker.
fumbling?
Yeah,
So people
basically.
accepted offers?
Yeah.
That's so
Yep.
stupid. That is so stupid. Like I get it, if you're going to sell, go ahead and sell, but don't take, because the offers are like half the floor. The last time I saw the offers they were in the like fours.
They fumble
Basic,
it at least like
like I saw when I looked like 2 days ago, the offer was like, I think the highest offer was something like 4.8 or 4.9. Fuck, I need to put some offers up. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
If people are
Yeah.
taking them.
I didn't get to see what was on the screen, but I listened to his thing from this morning on as I first started my trip today, and so I did hear him talk about that there were three cells and it just doesn't count or whatever, but he's still on the bandwagon, wanting everybody to get together and really start promoting and doing stuff to help push it so we can get more sales and more eyes on the project and get more people involved because that's what's really going to help us grow.
Of course, yeah, of course. Um, yeah, I'm looking through the thing right now. Okay, nothing. I was just wondering if I missed anything big. I just looked through it. It doesn't look like it was anything too crazy.
I didn't see the price though. Did you see what they went for?
No, I didn't even look at that. I was just looking through the like JJ's bullet point thing.
All three were like 5.6 soul.
Oh, okay. At least they're a little bit higher than okay, 5.6. I mean, that's still a fumble, but that's like because if it's 5.6 soul, that means you probably only got like 5.1 because after you pay the royalty and then you pay the whatever the fee is to Magic Eden or Tinsor, you're probably only leaving with like 5.1 Solana, and that is like way too cheap to sell a giraffe. Way too cheap. I think I might throw some offers up if people are accepting
I
them.
I put up for some because I collect Giraffe at discount
Yeah,
prices.
no, well, no. I mean, even if you just like put an offer up, buy it, and then just go sell it. Even if you just do that,
Hmm.
like, you know what I mean? Just go grab one and then throw it up there at like 2-3% above the floor price, and just wait a week or 2 weeks. It'll sell, and you just made 3 soul.
Yeah, they don't create
Um,
walls. If people remember, don't create do not create
well,
walls.
one giraffe isn't going to make a wall. I'm just saying, that's not a bad strategy if people are um, accepting them, and that requires people to do something. And in my experience, when people need to do something, they don't. So maybe one person will do that. So don't worry about a wall there, Dunk. It ain't gonna happen. We're all lazy by nature. I
Did
mean, that's nuts, dude. I can't believe someone's selling. I just can't believe people are doing that.
did you see
Um,
since you guys were talking about like the emerald backgrounds, there's been a couple listed now.
a couple.
There's like a couple on the floor now.
That's so funny, dude. God. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. I just pulled up. I just pulled us up. I see it. Oh my God, bro. That's fucking hilarious. Wow. Oh, someone put up angel cucumber. It's a green background with a halo and cucumber eyes.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I thought that one was yours, Dunk. I guess it's not. I really thought that one was yours when I was like scrolling through them yesterday. I was like, oh, I bet that's Dunk's. Dang, man. Yeah, that's funny. Someone put a bunch of green ones up. That's fucking hilarious. Um, okay, so yeah, so the three 24-hour sales were just offers. But the other number that I'm interested in is the listed number. We're at 82. I mean, that's great, man. We still have a very small amount listed. That's very good for us. Very, very good for us. We don't want to have much listed. Um, guys, retweet out the space too. I feel like we don't have most of our people in here today. So let people know we're here. I'm gonna do that right now myself. I'm gonna retweet. Come on in, y'all. There we go. Yeah, maybe like tag somebody too when you post. Tag somebody so we get a few people in here, guys. Yeah, we've only got 17 of us. That's pretty bearish. We don't
I
want to
got
look
I have 32.
bearish.
Bearish.
Sorry if
Yeah,
I keep
that's
on disappearing. I keep on getting phone calls for like important phone calls. So
Truman. Get out of here, Dunk. Stop trying to act like
sorry,
you're important.
there actually are important phone calls.
I know, I know. Uh, will one of you guys bring Truman up?
I just hit it. Yeah.
Cool. What's up, Truman? How you doing, bro? Long time.
What up?
I know you've been
Yeah.
busy with something.
Yeah, I've been busy with this is my final year on my college, so been busy with my, final project for the final year.
Wait,
I'm making,
what are you are you working on like a PhD? Are you doing like a dissertation?
yeah, my,
What are you
yes,
working on?
So for my final year, I'm working on making a short movie.
A movie?
Yeah, because
Wow.
short movie and my dissertation too.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, Truman.
Yeah, so I've been busy.
What's the niche? What is
Yeah,
the
what are you
genre?
studying?
What?
What are you studying?
It's a film and TV production.
Oh, okay. You and Dunk are going to be fast friends. You know,
Film people. Film people
yeah,
Yeah,
unite.
Dunk's a cameraman.
Let's have it. I'm actually in a studio right now prepping some camera gear.
you're a DP dunk.
No, I don't want that. Like and the I don't want to be a DP in all honesty. Like
Why?
I'd rather why? Because I don't want to.
All right.
There's
I,
some
I,
like I've worked with a lot of DPs that I see, let's just say they started with hair and then they end up with no hair.
Right.
Hey, that's me
honestly,
right there.
There you go, bro.
honestly,
I don't
even
want that
though
stress. I don't want to, you're trading too much of your time for money to be a DP. I'd be a DP
right,
on my own stuff. That's my stance.
Trading the
yeah,
hairline for hair success.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
Honestly, I don't want to work on the film or yeah, the film industry because it's just so toxic. Like you can work 24 hour, 18 to 20 hour,
Very
and then
easily.
everyone just angry there. I don't know why. Everyone is
Mm.
angry.
May have something to do with the fact that you're working 16 to 18 hours a day. I don't know. Just guessing.
I've been on working like 2 days nonstop without sleep
Right.
on the
I believe
production.
it. I believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's when I'm my internship.
How old are you, Truman?
22.
Oh my
Just
God. Okay. I always
this
thought you were
month.
much older.
Now I'm 22.
Wow. Okay. I I I I don't know why, but I thought you were much older. So okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Right. Yeah, right. You're 22 also, right?
Yeah, I'll be 22 this year. I'm 21 right now.
Right. Okay. You lucky fucking assholes. Fuck you both.
62,
Yeah.
62.
Damn it. 22 assholes. Fucking assholes. 22 is a great age.
It's a
22 to
beautiful age.
28 is the best.
The
Is
best
it?
time of your life.
It really is. It's a fuck you both. You know what, Reich? I don't want you to co-host anymore, motherfucker. You know that? He's fucking
That's it.
22,
That's
cocky
it.
son of a bitch.
Bring
Yeah.
back the
Whoa, whoa,
40s up,
whoa,
please.
whoa!
I'm just gonna get all bitter with them now.
Hey,
I
it's not
say you're
my fault.
throwing the
It's not my
shade.
fault.
I know, dude. I'm just messing around, bro. I'm totally messing around. Um, yeah, no, dude. 22 is, oh God, it's just such a great time, man. Such a great time. That's let me
Beautiful.
see.
It's a prime age. Prime age.
Prime age, man. Prime age. I I worked so hard when I was 22 because that was when I was like trying to get my I was like trying to get everything lined up so that I could have my construction company. So I was like really busting my ass when I was 22. And then I started my company when I was 24, I think, 24, 25. And the thing is with construction, it's hard to have the experience at that age to get a license because to get your license, you have to have 5 years of management level or journeyman level experience. And normally, you're just not going to have those 5 years until you're like in your 40s because you have to work your way up to get it
True. True,
and then
true.
be there. So for me, what helped me was I grew up in the trades basically. My stepdad was in the trades, so by the time by the time I was 18, um, I just had like a series of just crazy events happen where I was like on a job site one day and someone saw some math that I did, and the superintendent was real impressed with it, told the boss, and they brought me in to be an estimator and, estimator and project manager. So I was like, 18, right about to turn 19 when I like was brought into the office basically to start project managing. And then after being in there for like 3 months, one day everybody quit. The boss of the company, the owner, he was a tyrant, and just like everyone staged a walkout on him except me. So I was like the only one there, and just kind of by default, I was able to become like the head PM when I was 19. Obviously did not like I was way in over my head, but it's like how I got into that position. So it was just by total luck, and and then just really hard work. I just worked really hard to be able to maintain that job, to like keep it. And that was at a flooring company, so we were doing carpet and stuff, and then from there I went into general construction. But that's how I was able to like get the like management experience, because it's normally impossible for someone in their 20s to like get that license like I did. So anyway, yeah, there's my resume, guys. I'm sure you were super interested in that. Now you know it. You can go tell everybody about it tonight when you're sitting down for dinner. You
Let's
can be
do
like,
it.
hey,
Now,
yeah,
now we can, now
yeah,
this guy right here,
this
guy
guy,
does
he got his
construction.
license in his 20s. Yeah.
That's it. I got my Joe, you remind me of my time when I got my airline license, my both of my mechanic license when I was like literally 19 years old. And I was
No
working on,
shit.
yeah, but got both of them, and I was working on what you call it, JetBlue. And
Oh
I
yeah.
remember
Okay. Yeah.
I was like a youngling man. I was like with all the old timers back years ago, right now. And now I look back and I'm like, damn, it was so good. I was able to kind of catch on, like
Yeah. Yeah.
so good. Like it's like a time where you have a bit of patience because,
Yep.
and you can kind of stretch your hours out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Totally. 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 Yeah. Well, and now you just make cool shit with lasers. I'm wearing it, by the way, right now as we speak.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always on, man.
I always get turned on when I hear that. I'm like, oh, chill, thank you.
It's always on. See, hear it. Listen.
Oh, those jingles right
Hear
there.
that? Hear that jingle, dude? That's
There you
my
go.
that's my
My heart is throbbing.
that's my dog tags right there. My giraffe dog tags. It's the coolest thing, bro. I love it. It fascinates me how like the quality of it too, like how good it looks. Like how does it even do that? How does that laser make this? It's crazy.
It's what's the secret of the secret? It's the prepping. When
Right.
you
It's the
know the
prep.
right
Yeah.
the right settings, the right material. And what I also do, I kind of have a little refrigerator, like a little mini one, and
Okay.
I kind of cool it down. So once it lasers, I literally just put it in the refrigerator for a bit, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So this way it sinks in, so there's no discoloration.
So it doesn't like bleed. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
gotcha. Man.
Exactly,
See it.
because you know how it is. Like when you work hard in the metal, it could start to like
Oh yeah.
raise up. So I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
totally.
store it a little bit. So yeah, that's how it becomes. And the QR code, that's what I love. It
Well,
literally goes to your.
Well, see, that's actually what really fascinates me is the fact you've been able to make the QR code and have it be accurate, because it's so precise and small that, it like, again, I was looking, I'm like, how did he do this without it bleeding? Because, when you heat it, like, how not bleed over.
Right. It's honestly like the way you have the laser position. So the closer you are, obviously it could go both ways where it bleeds too much or it gets it. So you kind of have to make sure like whatever you're laying the metal on, like the placeholder, that it holds it, like it doesn't move or doesn't vibrate. Because the machine could vibrate the metal as well. and you just make sure that it's sturdy, and then it lasers right through.
Gotcha.
And of course, through practice, though, a lot of practice.
Oh
I did
yeah.
it. I think I lasered over 1,000 pieces from last year to this year.
Oh my God. Wow. 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 Well, that makes sense. I mean, that totally makes sense. You just got to really practice at it, and then you'll, like anything else,
Wax
get
off,
it.
wax
Yeah,
on. Mr.
exactly.
Miyagi.
Then you'll get it. I mean, it just looks so good, man. Like it really does. It looks so fucking good. You said you're gonna start doing leather too, right?
Yep. I'm gonna start doing leather. I have all the leather pieces. It's more like I just want to same thing. The application, making sure like the setting is nice, and then after that, it's pretty much cake. And then the next step is the NFCs, where like you just tap, kind of like NFC
Okay.
cards. So when you tap the card,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's like a credit card, debit card, your business card. So I have those as well. I'm just like kind of like testing each one, making sure it's doable, it's workable. The QR code lasts long, and it's easy once you do it once or twice.
Yep, yep. Um, so is this how do you make money with this, or is this just like your
So
kind
my
of?
or like as a main source of income, no. My main source, I do work for construction as well, like construction
Oh, okay.
services like
Okay.
power. Yes, I work from like in the morning, like 5:45 in the morning, and finish by like 2 o'clock
Yep,
ish,
yep.
unless it's overtime. And then pretty much I get down to the lasering and fiber resining and all that good stuff afterwards. But I did work prior to that. I did a lot of lasering when I was in Amazon. I used to work
Okay.
for Amazon, so I used to do like a lot. I used to do a lot of lasering because there was like the environmental side. So I used to kind of work on like, well, here's the funny. Construction reported ahead. There you go, construction reporting ahead. You see, everything's construction. Yeah, pretty much. Today's the theme is
I
construction,
know, dude.
Joe.
That's the theme today, guys. It's construction today. How funny. How funny. Um, all right. So okay, so this is just kind of like your side
It's just a
hustle or a
hobby. It became
not even a hustle, it's a
Yeah,
hobby. Okay. Okay.
yeah. I do have a S corp. Like but that was I kind of started with 3D printing.
Mhm.
Me and my friend,
Mhm.
and then like we never really treated the lasering part as part of the business, but then we kind of did,
Okay.
and then pretty much yeah. I mean, I think last year I was just like telling people like, hey, I can laser your PFPs, and I was
Well,
testing
I
it,
just
and
imagine that it costs a lot of
yeah.
money to run that laser. I that,
The machine, yes. I'll say to run it, not too much because there's not really like filament, it's just the
well,
just
it's
the
just electrons, right? It's just yeah.
electrons, right.
You're
So
basically
the
right. You're turning carbon into graphene is basically what you're doing. Uh, yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
exactly, and just making sure you have like what I always have like a purifier, humidifier, and all that good stuff. Yeah, in the beginning there's an upfront cost, like you do have to put a lot down, but then pretty much maintaining it. As long as you maintain it, you don't put it in areas where it breaks or anything,
Mhm.
and you're pretty much set. You're
Okay.
set from there.
So it doesn't cost that much to run it. I thought it would be like super high energy expense, but I guess not really, huh?
So, compared to my 3D printing, it does the cost, which is funny. I'm like 3D printing, the upfront cost isn't too much, but then maintaining it's a lot because filaments and spools and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
For lasering,
yeah.
the only thing is just you buying materials and making sure that the materials is compatible with your machine. You can always work something out, right, with settings and stuff, which is kind of like working in the lab, just like studying where you know like if I'm lasering on glass, I know that with photons or electrons, it goes right through,
Yep,
right? You're like, oh
yep.
damn, it lays it onto my desk. Then you're like, all right, let me just use a marker, and you darken one part, and then it focuses, which is crazy. You're like, wow, all right, so there is physics
Oh,
involved, and
totally.
like, and
Yeah.
then you kind of you go from there, and then you have, and it was pretty cool, man. My favorite part of lasering, honestly, was when there was a hospital nearby for the cancer and cancer like St. Jude's
Uh huh.
basically, right?
Uh
But
huh.
there's like a
Yep.
subcategory, like and with St. John University in New York, and they were asking people like, oh, they're trying to make like rubber band, like those bands that you put over your hand. How do you I don't know, the
Yeah, yeah,
wristbands, right?
yeah.
Like where you can like. So I told them, hey, you know what? Let's me and a couple of my friends, we ordered like I think we all together we ordered like maybe 5,000 pieces, and we all had a few of my friends like we've all had laser machines, like 4 or 5 of us, and we just said, okay, let's do it nicely, where we can laser for the hospital, and they have their own tools where they can put the person's name on it as like a nice giveaway or gift for the people that, and it was
Very
a nice
cool.
way to like give
Yeah,
back,
very cool.
yeah, or trophies, right? Like if you want to do trophies,
Hmm.
I can laser someone's name on the trophy and give it away too. I never knew that how simple it is. You just gotta think outside the
Well,
box and be like, oh, I can
you know
laser.
what's so
You know?
crazy, man? And it's funny because now that I know you, I always think about you whenever this comes up. Like something that I've been, you know, uh, I'm like really into science. You know, somebody's kind of looking into little things, and they've got this new application with like for lasers where there's like there's this they basically created these very very small. I'm just going to use the word machine. It's not a machine. It's a, it's a molecule, but it will respond once you hit it with a laser, and it will basically, again, for lack of a better word, turn on and start to move. And basically what it is it's like a drill. So this this molecule will basically, after it gets hit with a laser, it'll turn on and it starts to kind of move around. You would like ideally it'd be moving through like someone's bloodstream. And when it finds a cancer cell, it drills through it and kills the cell. It's really, really fascinating stuff, man. And it's like, that's that's like these new future applications, real world applications of like how somebody can essentially get cured of
Make
cancer,
use.
you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a very good point. Like my good friend of mine, when I heard he had his stage 3 cancer, which now thankfully he has beat it. I was very shocked because like the fact like there's so much studies, right? So
mm-hmm.
much people and we're in the realm of AI,
I
man. What
know,
the
I
hell?
know, I
Like
know.
I
It's
look
a
at
sci-fi
AI
movie, dude. I know.
freaking Copilot, and even today at work, I was just showing this guy. I'm like, "You ever use Copilot?" Like, what's that? I was like, "Listen, I myself don't know it, but let's try it out." And we trying it out and literally answering everything. I said, "Think about this. If, like you just said, if you can tell the AI machine to say, can you figure out all of the cancer cells, or just use, like you say, array to just scan your whole body from top to
Hmm.
bottom, kind of like Dexter Laboratory, if you think about it,
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah,
and scan through and be like, oh, we found 500 of them.
yeah.
All right, eliminated AI
And
precision.
it's
I'm
just
like,
like
we could,
precisely eliminate,
no,
exactly and eliminated with precision too, like not, like a lot of the quote unquote like medicines that we take now, a lot of time what it is actually is poison. And it's just
I
poison that
agree.
our body is able to survive, but the small, whatever the pathogen isn't able to survive, right? So it's like,
True.
think about when we say like, oh, I want an antibiotic. Anti, is against, and bios is, Greek for life. So against life, you're putting something in your body that the real name of it is against life, antibiotic. And it's just we're able to survive it, and
Yeah,
the pathogen that's in your gut or whatever can't survive it. So, it's basically just like dropping a nuclear bomb inside your body, and then, killing a bunch of stuff indiscriminately, but it also kills the thing that's, hurting you, right? But like, imagine now we can get super precise. Now we can get like, again, like pinpoint precision, just kill just that pathogen, or just take out just that, cancer cell before it starts forming. I mean, it's really, really fascinating. Um, yeah.
I remember. I remember exactly when I was working for like Amazon, right, but during the COVID times. And when we had people coming in through the doors, the heat sensor was just basically showcasing like your temperature right
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your forehead.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, if we have this technology during this time, right, because of COVID, we're whipping out all these technology. Where in the hell are all these technology when cancer was at its
Yeah,
most?
I
Or,
know.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
like this became like, because you never kind of really seep into it and like think like, nah, people are coming up with the medication. But you think about it, many years of studying, many, intellectuals, right,
Yep.
that are out there. I mean, come on now, like you figure out these tools, the engineers, the scientists, even the people themselves that says, hey, let me have a rational thinking. What the hell? In COVID, we came out with an antibiotics, you can say, or a solution within like a couple of months. And you're like, yes, I believe in this thing now because of what social media is presenting, obviously, to give us the media twin. And everybody was like, nah, I don't want to put it in my system. I think it was voluntary, remember? And then they're like, no, it's not voluntary. It's must, or else you can't work anymore. And now it's like, what happened to the whole
Yeah.
voluntary?
Yeah,
Now it
yeah.
became a must.
Yeah.
What the hell just happened?
Right. That's a quick way to shake everybody's trust, including mine. Yeah, I know. I know. That was not done right at all. Not done good at all. Dunk, are you back with us now? Are you here with us, Dunk?
I am. I keep
Uh,
on getting phone calls.
okay. All right, just making sure you're back. I'm gonna send you co-host now, okay?
Mhm.
If you're actually here.
Yeah, but I'm likely to get more
All good.
calls.
All good. All good. We should announce your raffle. Why don't you announce your raffle, Dunkster? Dunk.
1 second.
You just
Just give
got
me a
another
second.
phone call. Oh my God. So kind of
The
like
busy guy.
I know he's a busy guy. So kind of like how Maui Nancy was doing the raffle before, I'll do it for him. Even though it's Dunk's raffle, I'll do it for him. Basically, what we had was Maui had sold 10 tickets for one soul, and if you won, you could win a giraffe and 1,000 Gary coin. Basically a stacker packer. Uh, Dunk's doing the same thing, but just kind of cutting the price in half and doubling the amount. So same concept. You spend half a Solana, and you have a chance at winning a stacker packer. A giraffe and 1,000 Gary coin. So that's what Dunk's doing. I don't know how how you pay for it. There was a problem. There was some sort of issue with his Helio
I'm
system.
talking to Helio to figure out a better solution
Yeah,
right now, but I'll mention it in a second. But
yeah. So I like you can still buy a raffle ticket. I think what he's been doing. Well, Dunk, you can speak to it. You're just having people just send it to you in the meantime. Like, how are you handling that now? Or yeah, never mind. I guess you're not there. So I think so far there's been 4 raffle tickets sold. That means there's a total of 18 tickets left. So go buy some tickets. Go buy some raffle tickets, guys.
and just if you fill out the raffle ticket, like it will get your email, and I'll if it I could always email and collect if you get it before I figure it out.
So basically, what I'm saying is this isn't being done in a smooth, nice way like Maui Nancy did it. It's being done in a Dunk way.
Yeah, I got it
What else
figured
would
out.
you expect? It is Dunk after all. So yeah, of course it's going to be done in a Dunk manner. Good job, Dunk. Way to shake up confidence. Get everybody all real nervous in the community. Thanks, Dunk.
I trust you, Dunk. I trust you.
Oh, we got Wet Ball here. What up, Wet Ball? Oh, he's still connecting. What up, Wet Ball? How you doing, man?
By myself on a Monday. It's kind of chill.
So yeah,
Today's a chill day, huh? It's like that's the
Yeah.
energy today. It feels very kind of like laid back and slow.
Yeah, and I don't really mind it because it gives me time to just like breathe and just get
Yeah.
away from chaos. Because like that's why I never hop in spaces. There's always something going on. There's always noise in the background. So I had a moment to just
Hmm.
come up and talk. It feels good. It feels good. But
You said shop. By the way, what kind of shop are you in?
I'm in a barber shop.
Mm,
Yeah,
you cut hair. Okay.
I sure do. And I just made a post about which I mean it could happen one day, but I made a post a couple minutes ago saying that all Gary holders or Giraffe Tower holders get free haircuts. So if you hold Gary, you get a free haircut. And then if you
Dude, I
hold
need a haircut right now.
and then if you hold the Giraffe Tower, you just get a lifetime supply of free haircuts. So
Oh my God. Where's
man,
your
I'm
shop
hoping
at?
it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It might be
Okay. I'm on the next plane to Tulsa so I can get a haircut for free.
yeah, that'd be sick, man. That'd be really cool. Be the first one ever. 'Cause
Dude, I've got to make it happen. I've got to make it happen now.
oh yeah, man, it'd be
And
fun.
but and by the way, Oklahoma is like one of those states that it's like I've never been to.
Okay.
And I've been to most every state except like the Northeast.
No.
So I haven't been to like New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, just kind of like that tri-state area, the like Northeast. I haven't been up there. Um,
Pull up to New York. I got you, Joe.
I'm
I'm
gonna
hit.
come through. I'm gonna roll through. I've got to see you, Laser. Well, I'm going to anyway because my daughter is going to be going to school in New York. So I'm gonna be
Hey,
be out there a lot starting like what 6 months from now. I'm gonna be out there a lot now. So definitely be seeing you, Laser, because she's gonna go to Barnard. It's like the girl. So it's the girls' school for Columbia. So I'm gonna have to be out there like
Ooh,
quite a bit.
is it a business school?
Do you know like where that's at, by the way?
what's the school name again?
Barnard?
Oh, Barnard. Yeah, yeah. That's by that's not too far. That's in the city, like in downtown, right?
I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm hoping it's in a good area and stuff. I really don't know. You're gonna have to keep an eye on my baby for me, man. Make
Yep,
sure make
yep.
sure
It's a
no
safe
guys are
area.
trying to talk to her.
Absolutely. I'll laser them for you, brother.
Laser
I'll
them, yeah.
laser them. I'll be like, excuse me, uncle's over here.
Yep, that's
That's
right.
it. Laser them.
That's right.
It's in Broadway. It's in Broadway. It's in a very safe area, very industrial. So good,
Okay.
some good stuff up there.
All right,
Not
good.
industrial, stores. I'm thinking about
Oh, like
construction again.
stores and stuff. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, that's where she's gonna be. Starting in August. August, I think, is when she's gonna like we move her out there to the dorm and all that. So I'm gonna be an empty nester. Gonna have an empty nest, and
Oh man,
I know
that's
it's gonna be
that's huge
weird.
right there.
It's gonna be so
But very
weird,
good
bro.
school though.
Yeah,
Very good school
it's a
though.
very good
They're very
school.
prestigious.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep. It's I'm really proud of her. Really proud of her for getting in there. I'm so impressed with her because it's Columbia. It's the same. It's just the women's school for Columbia. So
Exactly, and it's a
yeah.
beautiful campus. I actually, with the with the company I work for, literally Con Edison, we fixed out the meters there, so it's fun. I'm
Oh
like, oh,
no
it's
shit.
very
Okay.
beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful school, huge and beautiful campus. Like if you go there, yep.
Right on. Okay. Good. Well, good. So now that's great. You're gonna be able to keep an eye on Callisti for me. That's good. I like that. That makes me happy. Love it. She's thinking she's gonna be all free and carefree. I'm just gonna call Laser and be like, go
Secret
pop in on
Service.
her real
Uncle
quick
Laser
and
on
let
the
her know
way.
that she's being watched. Let her know she's being watched. That's so
Giraffe mode. You
great.
see my giraffe mobile? I'm going around.
Exactly. Exactly. We have Giraffe everywhere. Everywhere. You can't get away from us.
I just imagine him in like a black suit and some sunglasses and an earpiece and just like tuning you in and letting you know, man.
Exactly.
Yep, you're just gonna be cool. You're
Exactly.
Secret
good.
Service, giraffe service.
Totally, dude. Fucking totally. What did? Oh, okay, cool. I just saw your DM. Nice special keychains. Okay, nice, dude. Nice laser. Love it, man.
Ooh,
You know,
you only
we
taking
should.
Solana or like Cash App or what? What's going on here?
What's what's that? Say again.
This laser. Are you just taking Solana on these? Or are you taking Cash App or?
So safely, I do the Solana and I do the basically like the crypto. That's like the easier, so you don't have to like pay Cash App. I do it too. It's not an issue, but I usually do the Solana for people that are overseas or whatnot.
Gotcha. Okay. Bet.
Because I did deliver to like Australia and London and all those places, so I'd be like, Solana it is, So it's easier to just ship it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, man. These things, dude. Your shit is awesome, dude. I love watching how they like when you create it, like watching the laser, like the thing you have like pinned right now, like just watching that stuff is so cool. How you like how it actually is made and just seeing the laser go across it and everything. If you put your finger in the laser, what would happen? Would it burn it or
Probably.
So good question. So
would it cut it
typically
off?
it will slice through, but because
Holy
of
shit.
the newer systems, it will stop. It will be like, oh, human finger,
Oh,
stop right
really?
there.
Oh,
Yep.
So
really?
Safety systems, huh?
Yep.
wow.
My machine detects. It'll be like, oh, too close. Get your finger off the board.
See, well, I was wondering if it would just like burn it or if it would like cut it off. That's what I'm curious about.
Laser Ace will be laser fingerless at that point.
Okay, so it would cut it off. Okay. Laser, you'd be laser fingerless. Yep. We don't want you laser fingerless, especially because we're gonna need you looking after Callisti. So we can't
Absolutely.
have
As
that.
long as the eyes are lasering, you got it.
Got yep. And then so I'll be flying out there. I'm gonna stop in Tulsa to get a haircut,
Yes.
and then I'll fly out. I'll fly out to New York from there. Dude, well, you know what, dude, if you're in Tulsa, wet ball, you're gonna be able to make your way up to Colorado, right, in June.
Dude, I would hope
Like you could
so.
even drive. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
what I
it's
like
a
to
bit
know.
of a.
I've
I mean,
driven
it's
before.
not. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a short one, but it's doable.
Oh yeah.
Probably what, a 6 hour
Okay, so what
to Colorado
uh
Springs.
okay, Colorado Springs. So how close is that to Denver?
It's about an hour and 15 south of Denver.
Okay. Because I was in Denver
It's
less than a year ago, visiting me and my
okay.
buddy went to Meow Wolf. And there was a pizza
Oh,
spot like really close to the hotel that we were at. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the place. I think it's like something pizzeria. I don't know. But dude, ever since I ate that pizza, it has been on my mind. Like we ate it, and then the next day we came back and ate more. That's how good it was.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll
Um,
probably go back and then stop there, and then stop and see you. Yeah, hell yeah, and then stop there, get on my
well,
way.
yes, we're that's the thing. Colorado's. I feel like that whole state. It's just that one like freeway that pretty much just like goes north south from Denver down to Colorado Springs. Like, and the whole state is kind of just built around that freeway strip. Um, so yeah, when you're in Colorado Springs, it's like if there's no traffic, yeah, like I say, like an hour and 15 minutes from Denver. Um, but we're gonna go there for June 21st for Giraffe. Holy shit, that bug just
Global
now
Giraffe
fucking
Day.
came in, motherfucker. Oh my god, he just came into the garage. He came into the garage. I kicked him. Dude, and he survived though. Oh
What
my
the
Give
god.
fuck
that
just happened?
roundhouse kick.
Holy shit. Now where did he go? Where did he go?
You said a bug?
I
Dude,
think
this
we were just
bug's
sealing
so
his
big,
house.
bro. Yeah.
It was
Where did
big.
he go?
That's crazy.
Damn it.
Okay, so you said
Oh.
So we're having a get together in June. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, dude. On June. So June 21st.
Holy fuck!
It's like Worldwide Giraffe Day or something.
Oh my
And
god!
there's a zoo. There's a zoo in Colorado Springs. That like Maui Nancy and Hippie Do have been going to for
Oh yeah,
I
the
don't know for
pictures.
like years, I guess.
Hey Maui, I see you down there. What's up? Yeah, dude, that would be so
So yeah,
fun.
we're all gonna go there. We're all gonna go there.
Ooh.
June 21st.
Oh, dude. Okay, that's in 2 months. I've got a little bit of
Yep.
time. Okay. I'm
So
gonna have to find babysitters and
so
yup,
plan it out. Yeah.
yup. Okay. And is this just for that one day and then hanging out the next
Well,
day
you
too? Or
know,
what?
I think we're gonna kind of make a weekend out of it.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna stay. My mom lives in Colorado Springs, so I'm gonna stay at my mom's house, and we can like throw a party over there, do a little get together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't miss
So we're gonna.
I can't miss this.
I know. No,
Oh
you
my
can't.
god.
That's what I'm saying. You're right there too. Like you don't
Oh,
even. I mean, you don't even have to like buy a plane ticket. You could drive.
yeah.
You're not that far.
Yeah, I've driven my car freaking everywhere, dude. I've had it since I've had it for about almost 5 years now. I got it at 30,000 miles, and I'm barely pushing like 200K. That's how much I've driven it, and most of the trips are like Texas and back. So an 8 hour drive, 10 hour drive, that's nothing to me. That's cake.
Yeah, it's nothing.
That's cake.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay, I just got to get the funds,
All right. Well,
save up
good.
some money. I think I can do it, and then
Right on. Okay, there we go. We've got another confirmed visitor.
yeah, dude, I think the babysitter is going to be the biggest issue, but maybe not. So we'll just have to see.
I mean, worst case scenario, you can always just bring the kid.
That's true. Kids.
Worst case,
Yeah,
our
you guys
kids.
will meet all the little wasabi juniors.
Yeah. How old are they?
Okay, so our middle son. So there's three of them that live with us. We have five altogether.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, an 8 year old, and then 6 year old, and then a 4 year old. And the 4 year
Ooh,
old is our
boy. Okay, that is
daughter.
going to be really tough to travel with.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that is
dude,
going
and
to be horrible doing a
they're
road trip that long. Yeah. So
oh
yeah,
my god.
you definitely want to get a babysitter for sure.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
mean,
hanging out melatonin like crazy, like it's candy. And then
oh
you're
my
just gonna
God.
vibe the whole way. No, I'm kidding. I
No, I'm
wouldn't
just
do
like,
that.
well, you're gonna go in the car 15 minutes, then it's gonna be like bathroom break, then it's herding the cats, back into the car, and oh my God, yeah, it's gonna
Yep,
be
yep.
brutal, brutal, brutal,
Yeah.
brutal.
So I'll try to spare my sanity there and try
Yeah.
to get a
Oh yeah.
babysitter.
Oh yeah. That's definitely find a babysitter, or that's what grandparents were invented for too. You
Yep.
know.
And we got one in mind. It's my wife's mom. So she's
Okay.
usually the one that we go through because my parents are just so busy and they always say no. It's always last minute. So
Right.
we got somebody.
Well, there we go. All right, we've got another. There we go, Maui. We got another one confirmed. And
So who
then
all's going?
well, I know I'm going. I know Christian is going to go.
Sweet.
Obviously, Maui Nancy, Hippie Do. Who else? Maui.
Laser, you going?
What's that?
Is Laser going?
Laser better come. I don't know. Are you going to come, Laser?
Where at? Where at?
To
Oh
to
my
the.
god.
We were just talking about this. I know. Come on.
I
See, this
zoned
is
off
what
construction sites.
you guys smoke too much
Okay.
weed.
Sorry,
So it's
420.
it's
You know,
yeah, I know. It was
Ooh,
just you guys are all hung over from 420. It was on June 21st. We're gonna do the like Worldwide Giraffe Day at the Colorado Springs Zoo. Are you gonna be able to make it, Laser?
we'll have to look into the tickets, but I'm gonna make the intention first. You know, you gotta make the intention and hop in. So
Okay.
I will.
All right.
But once it comes close, I'll be like, "Yep, flying in, flying in."
Okay. All right. Well, and the one thing I'll tell you guys about Colorado too, because I like kind of lived in Colorado for like a year. I would fly home every weekend, but I would stay in a hotel out there, and while I was working out there, hotels are pretty cheap out there. So you can get a hotel, like a decent hotel, for like $100 a night. So it's like not bad at all. It's super super
And there's
affordable.
a lot of stuff to do over there too. There's a
Yeah,
lot of, especially Colorado Springs, a lot of stuff to do.
and there's a lot of stuff to do, and it's just like it's super super affordable. It's not like I know a lot of us are like on the coasts, so East Coast, West Coast is expensive. But once you like get to the inside of the country, when you get into Utah, Colorado, Oklahoma, it's just so much cheaper in those states. So, um, just telling you, like, it's a very affordable trip. Um, if that's what's like your deciding factor, it's very, very affordable. That's all I'm saying.
That sounds good. So they have like decent price, and that doesn't sound too bad. New York, though, on
Yeah.
the other hand, woof,
No, I know.
200.
Well, and that's like at a place you wouldn't want your wife and kid to stay at.
Exactly. Yep.
Costs 200-300. So if you want to be at a place that's halfway decent, you're probably dropping 450, 500. And it just kind of like it is what it is. That's like same thing out here, man. There was a place I used to take the girls, just go do like a little weekend getaway, and that hotel, man, was fucking $800 a night. It's fucking
Woo.
$800. I
Sheesh.
know. And here's the thing, like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's very nice. It's like right there on the water in Balboa Bay, which is like Newport Beach. Whenever it's like whenever you see like a shot of like rich Southern California, you're probably like looking at like that little island there in Balboa Bay and stuff. It's like it's very really famous area. Anyway, so like we're staying there, but like that's not even the like nicest place. Like it's not like that's like a standard spot. You know what I mean? It's like mid or average. And you're talking $800 a night, man. So it's just like, it's just wild, man. It's just like things are just out of control over here. So, when you get into, Colorado Springs, it's such a relief. Um, I know Maui had said yesterday they looked up, or I think it was Hippie Do actually. She had looked up some prices for us, and it was like $115 a night for the La Quinta. And, that's like, again, it's not a five-star hotel, but, it's a place to rest for the night. And it's decent.
Those are
It's
actually,
decent.
yeah. If I can't find anything, like that's the one that I will settle with is
Yeah.
looking because it's
Yeah.
usually clean, usually.
They're clean.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
the beds aren't bad. Like there's enough room if you, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
Exactly.
you for sure.
Like La Quinta or Courtyard, like they're everywhere, and you can, again, it's like you're not going to be getting like great room service or anything, but it's a clean room, and you're not going to get stabbed. So it checks those boxes, is all I'm
I re-
saying.
I remember one time, was it Florida or Texas? I forgot what it was. I went there, and like, I told my wife, I told her pick something. So she picked something. It was like Quinta Inn or something. I go there, and I'm like, we're at the corner by a lake, and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty decent. So I enter inside, and I'm just like, yo, why do I see like 15, like 5, 6 different types of bugs on the wall? So I was
Oh
like, all right.
God.
Then I'm like, all right, let me step out, and I'm like, the car's not working, and all of a sudden behind me, some guy's like, yo, man, I just came out of jail, and I was like,
Oh shit.
yeah,
Okay.
I turned to the guy. I'm like, yo, how decent this place? Like, yeah, it's pretty safe. I was like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I look back. I tell my wife, let me do the whole planning of hotels. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a nice resort for like 2, 3 days. We gotta go right there. So we went
Yeah.
over there, And she's like, "Wow, this is so nice." I was like, "Yeah, we're about to die today in La Quinta Inn."
That's so funny. I love that.
I mean,
Yeah, I
let's get a
just got
list
out
of
of
people and
prison.
let's just start Airbnb shopping. Then we really party.
Oh man,
For real.
dude, you know what? If we could coordinate it in a way to where we could like all chip in and
Hmm.
just get a house for the weekend, that would be pretty cool too.
That'd be it.
Yeah, like $100 even between 5 people. You know,
They'd,
that's
Yeah,
they'd
well, and
save us
that's the
some money,
thing.
I
Like
think.
so that's what I did actually when I lived in like Oregon and Colorado for that year. I just did like a long term rental at an Airbnb, and I'm telling you, you can get like, especially in the Colorado Springs area, we could probably find like a sick house, like a really nice house, that's pretty affordable. Where yeah, we could all chip in like $100 or something, and we could get like a fucking mansion, and you know
Mm.
stay there. I don't know. That's an option. I'm just saying that's an option.
I'm
Something we
staying
still
in
have
your room,
plenty of
Bill.
time. Who said that?
Wasabi. I'm staying in your room. Is that okay?
that's that's fine. You can sleep on the ground.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
um, but like yeah, we could probably look for that too. I like there's a nice part of Colorado Springs that has like some really big houses, and I'm sure they've got I'm sure they've got like Airbnbs or rentals lined up there. Something worth looking at. I'm just,
Yeah, Airbnbs are
spitballing.
a great idea.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, it's Colorado pricing too. So again, it's not like LA or New York prices. You can get decent weekend rentals out there, and it's like not much at all. Not much at all. So anyway, throwing that out there, guys. Um, you know what? Reich, Dunk, you guys aren't doing your job. Maui Nancy's trying to come up and speak, and you guys are asleep at the wheel.
Sorry, we failed
Right
again.
on.
Again.
Again. Hey, Maui.
Hello, hi everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha, nice to see and hear from everybody. I just delivered lunch, and when I popped back in the car, I heard my name, and I said, "Oh, they're talking about me."
You're famous. You're
I'm
famous. We're always
really
talking about you.
infamous.
Internationally known.
So yeah, to your accommodations point, I will look into Airbnb when I get back to the kitchen and get on lunch break, and just pop that in because I do know the area.
Okay.
See if what some choices might be. It's
Okay.
absolutely my most favorite thing to do, especially when you got a crowd of people. As long as everybody has their own bedroom,
Yeah.
then it really helps bring the group together. When
Heck
you
yeah.
wake up and got coffee going down in the kitchen, and everybody comes in, you got some muffins out there and whatever, it
Oh, you're such
helps
an
us.
auntie. Just listen to you. You've got the coffee going and some muffins. You are the best, Maui.
Oh,
God, you are
yeah,
just, I could
you
smell the room right there.
You
Okay, that
want
you
me
just
as your
described.
hostess because I've
Yes, I
done this
do.
a few times with the team, where there's 8 of us together. We've gone in and we were going to get hotels, but it allows us to have conversation.
Yeah, yeah. And
And,
then with hotels, we all kind of have to go our separate way.
right.
Like this would be cool if we all got like, or even two. If a bunch of people come, then we could get two houses. But like it would be pretty cool to do this. I like this
Absolutely.
idea.
I agree. And so let me put some energy into Airbnb VRBO and see what we got in the area.
Yeah, and
Because
try
you
to
don't
find
want to
like
get a
a
VRBO way up in Briargate that's 40
no,
minutes from the zoo. So
no.
that's why
I
I
know.
wanted to look at it. Yeah.
Well, like yeah, because you're more familiar with like where the proximity to the zoo and stuff too. So like, but try to find something that's like a like a big house, like a mansion, like a dope house, and
Yeah. Oh, they've
we
got them
could
there.
get
That's for sure.
No, they have some areas around there where they've got some really nice homes.
I'd like for you to ask
We
your.
just need to make like
I'd like.
a Google Doc, and we can have people go in and say like yes, no, maybe, and then we can kind of get
Yeah.
it solidified.
Right. I'd like for you to ask your mother, Joe, what part of town she lives in. What's her area, her subdivision name, just so I know where she's at in town.
I'm doing it right
Very
now.
good.
What part of town do you live in,
Beautiful.
mommy?
So, well,
I call her mommy still.
mommy.
Mommy. Yeah.
So, Joe, I hear you got interest. Christian has interest.
Oh no, I'm
Wasabi.
there. It's not interest. I'm there. I'm
Okay.
there. Yeah. You can
Wasabi has
count on
her
me.
interest there. Of course, I'll be there. Vicky will be there. So, there's five.
Oh,
I'd
Vicky,
love
that's
to
that's who else
know.
I was trying to remember. Vicky, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Vicky. Because
Hippie
Vicky
Do.
lives there, right?
Well, Hippie Do lives up in Fort Collins, which is a
Oh,
two and a
okay.
half hour
Yeah,
drive. So
that's a
she'll,
ways away.
yeah,
That's
she'll
where I
be,
lived. I lived in Fort Collins,
yeah.
or in in Loveland actually. But yeah,
So she'll be coming down, and yeah. So that'll be great. So really, it's kind of in the chats as we are talking about this. We'll get that invite. Has it actually been distributed, or did Vicky just send it to you guys for kind of a hey, let's look at this? Does it look
yeah. I
good?
think it. I don't think it was like actually like distributed.
Okay.
I think it was just
So
kind of a yeah.
So it's just been us in the planning stages. We
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
revamp it from last year,
yeah.
but I think for the most part it's ready to go out. So we'll get that out so people can see it, what we're talking about, and I'd like a tentative head count. Really trying to make it no can't or yes I'll be there just so we have an idea.
Well, I know Laser's interested. I know
Okay.
Wet Ball's interested.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trailblazer,
Trailblazer,
are you?
yeah,
You are okay.
yeah. I should be able to find a cheap plane ticket because I'm just next door in Utah.
Oh yeah, you're right there in Utah. You can take a quick little Southwest freaking
Right.
$99 flight.
Right.
Hmm.
Southwest, right into Colorado Springs.
It goes right into this. You know what though? This is the one thing I will say, guys. If you fly into Colorado Springs, a lot of times you have to get like a connecting flight, and they'll normally be a little bit more expensive. So you
Right. Your
know
other
what?
choice is Denver, and
That's what I'm doing is
and
Denver.
then you rent a car up in Denver. That will
Yep.
most likely be your cheapest route, and
Yep.
it's an hour. Well, because the zoo area is at the south end of Colorado Springs, it's an hour
So an hour and a half.
and a half. Right. From the DIA campus, through hour 15 minutes into the spring. And Colorado Springs is
Yeah,
like
that's what I
20
was
miles.
saying. Oh
So,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a
It's a
spread out
big
city.
city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But,
Colorado Springs is like a city that's like actually bigger than San Francisco. It's a big city. It's spread out.
right.
It's sprawling. It's sprawling.
Yeah, it's sprawling. It's where America the Beautiful was written. You can actually go to the
I
rock
did
where
not know that.
yes, you can go to the rock where she wrote that, the words to America the Beautiful.
You know what?
Those
That totally makes sense.
purple
Purple
mats.
Mountains. That God, you know what?
Go,
That
go, go ahead.
totally makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
It's buff.
Because yeah, you
The
could.
plains.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Um, what is this picture you just shared, Reich? Reich, is that you? Did you hit that, Reich?
Yeah. I
You hit
put
102x?
yeah, I put it in yesterday before I went to work.
Relatively the
Maui, you
same
are
time.
rugging
I have to
really
see what the
bad.
dates are this year, where they race the cars all the way to the top. And That's a really
Ma-
cool thing.
Maui,
Kids to come, and we're all
Maui.
going to drive to the top of Pikes Peak. We have plans,
This is
but
funny.
we do what we can do.
Maui, we didn't hear
Did I
anything
rug
that you
out?
said there. You rugged so bad. Yeah. So
At one point, I
Okay,
didn't
thought you
hear
were pretty
there's
anything.
happy.
one part of there's one part of my drive that I go through a dip and it always cuts out but comes back. But all I was saying is, there's lots of things to do, little time to do it. The longer you can stay, the more you can do. But going to the zoo and the camaraderie is what's really really killer.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. I think we're all just going just to do that. But real quick, because while you were rugging, we had a moment that really requires this
But
because Reich hit a 102 Xer. Tell us about it, dude.
what?
Yeah, yesterday. I mean, I've been scanning. Fuck, a lot. Whenever I come home from work, I get on Photon. Before I go to work, I get on Photon. I'm just on it all the time, sitting in telegrams. But yesterday, yeah, I just saw Troll at like 100K. Put like $10 in it, and yeah, it just ran.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you at now?
Right now, sitting at like 1100. But
What the fuck?
Damn, dude, you should probably
Yeah,
sell.
you should liquidate.
you think so?
Sell it.
Sweet.
Yeah, you
Sell that
probably
shit.
should
Get
get
out.
out.
It's
Yeah.
still sitting high though.
Yeah, I
It
know,
don't
but
matter.
that's the type of coin
Until it's not.
You made
that's
your
gonna
gains
just
off of $10, bro. Sell it.
yeah.
There's always gonna be another one. Sell
Take
that
your or
shit.
at least just take 1,000 out and let 100 ride
Oh
or
yeah, for
something.
sure.
But take
Then you can
Yeah.
afford to come to the zoo.
I've taken a little bit out, but not much.
yeah, you
Or
you
even just like
should
sell your initials. Oh, no.
well
So
$10,
yeah,
whatever. But like yeah,
There's-
you should definitely like I would take the lion's share of that. Unless you see or I actually don't know what I'm talking. I haven't even looked at the chart. I
It's
don't know
still
what the
holding at like
volume's
7 mil.
doing. And yeah, maybe it's gonna run again. I don't know, but I would keep a close eye on
Take
the
some take
volume.
some profit. Take
Yeah.
some. You don't have to take all, but take some.
The thing is, and also right now, all of the major indices are down 4%. So, we're in a very, very volatile market right now. And look, when any of the like stock market indices are, moving like even 1% or 2% in a day, it normally has a massive whiplash effect in crypto. And so to have like 4%, which is something that doesn't really happen, I guess it happens all the time now, but other than the last like 2 weeks, you would never really see a day where you have like a, 4 or 9% swing in any of the major indices. So that's going to have a whiplash effect in crypto, in about an hour once markets close. So I would just really be keeping an eye on things there, like really, really tight if you're going to stay in that. So that's all. But good for you, Reich. That's a fucking win, man. By the way, thanks for reaching out to me and giving me a heads up on that. Real good friend, Reich.
Dude,
Real good
I
friend.
didn't even think it was gonna do anything. I literally went to work and came back and saw that it was running. It was, dude, I was
Yeah,
freaking
but
out.
your first person you should hit up is first Dunk and then Joe in that order. By the
Oh,
way,
of course, of
just
course.
remember that is what you're supposed to do. And you definitely fumbled the bag on that one. Like that counts as fumbling the bag if you don't let us know. Just so you know.
Yep. And look at this. We bring him up to co-host with us, Dunk, and the kid doesn't even have any gratitude.
the
I'll
frick.
take it into
Zero
consideration
gratitude.
next time.
Oh, you'll consider it. Whoa, okay. Wow.
So
Look at
consider
the cojones
bringing
on this
people
guy.
up.
Hey, right. Let me ask
Yeah,
you this:
okay.
how often does this happen to you? Like, how often do you hit like 10x and above?
Oh,
10x, I'll probably get a couple a week, but this is like my first 100x.
Nice, nice, bro.
yeah. I don't have many 100xers. 10x you know, if you're like monitoring things, you know, you can find a few of those a week. They're out there. They're out there. How? What made you notice this one, Reich?
I really don't even use that many like filters or anything. I just put like make sure it's 75% bonding curve, and I just look for ones that are right about the bond. Honestly,
Oh, you go for. Oh, okay, I see. So you like to play things that are just about to
yeah.
bond
I mean, it
and
sometimes
just
I
throw
get
a little
wrecked,
bit of money at
but
them. Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
you know,
But you know what? It's not a bad game to play if you're playing it with small dollar amounts.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
10, $20. Because then, you know, every once in a while you'll get one of these. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
but you know, by and large, you know, you're just throwing $10 away. It's almost so you're basically playing lottery scratchers is what you're doing.
You could say so, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're just throwing $10 at like, you know, everything that's about to bond.
yeah, pretty
I
much.
got you. Okay, okay, all right. I get. Yeah,
And you
yeah.
get your 10x from those pretty consistently, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
you'll get a
Hmm.
couple.
Yeah.
It just make sure you're looking at the right ones. But I'm in a decent Telegram group, so they share a lot of plays too. So
Nice.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Now Joe's gonna go like, why haven't you brought him into that Telegram group?
Yeah, actually, right.
Hmm.
Why haven't you brought me into that TG, bro?
I can try. I could try.
Damn, dude. Thought
That
we
didn't
were
seem very
buddies.
that did not seem very confident
It's
Yeah.
right there. Did
it's
not seem very
the
confident.
Jeremy KOL guy, like his Telegram. I think you have to be subscribed to him on X.
Mm, okay. Well, I'll subscribe to him. How much does it cost?
I think it was only like $3. Like I don't even think it was that much.
Let me look him up. What's his handle?
Let me look. Jeremy BTC. He's got a board ape.
Jeremy BGC. Let me see. I bet you I'm probably already freaking following him. Jeremy BTC. Um, oh, and his name just Jeremy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. That can't no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, because that's Jeremy BTC underscore underscore.
It's like
God,
him and Sweep, if you know who Sweep is. It's like a combined one.
Jeremy, just send it to me because I'm getting yeah, if you don't mind just
Joe, you end
DM.
up
Yeah,
subscribing
yeah,
to
I
like
got you.
20 of the wrong people.
Yeah, well, there's too many wrong ones there. Yeah, that's why I'm just like I don't even want to. There are like way too many wrong ones. You know, dude, that's just the future now. Like that's just gonna be the future. Like anytime you're trying to like get a hold of somebody, there's just like 17 different fake identities. God dang, man,
Dude,
it's
I'm
crazy.
constantly kicking myself out of my own Discord. It's crazy.
I know. Somehow, you are entering your own Discord. It's really weird.
Yeah, I sent
Yeah,
you
dude.
both their ads. It's just those two people. They'll drop like their link, their Telegram link occasionally on their X, and you just got to be like the first couple, like I think 100 people, or I think is what they do.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay. Yep. Okay, I know that dude. I already knew that guy. Okay, and sweep. Okay, I see.
Like they called out that Okintama one the other day. That was like another 100x they called in there. Trying to think of some other ones.
What makes a token like when someone looks at a token, they're analyzing it? What makes them think in their
Yeah.
mind like, okay, I'm gonna put this in my call group, and people are just gonna make a shit ton of money? Is it the volume? Is it the holders?
You
Like,
know
what's the
what?
most
Well,
important?
I'll tell you what it is. Here's it's a couple things. It's a
I
couple
look at
things.
the
One,
volume.
yeah, volume, always volume. Volume's what you always want to be trading on. Always trade on volume. And like nothing else. Always trade on volume. But with the call groups, so there's a few things that are happening there. If your group is big enough, okay, if you have like, and big enough doesn't necessarily even need to be that big, really. Like even 50 people is enough. Um, if it's big enough, you can basically run a chart up, because you're all just going to pump it together.
Yeah.
So, you can almost pick, you can just pick some kind of meme coin or something that is like just starting to bond out, or and it's still like super super low. If you got 50 people in there and you guys all coordinate to buy in there, um, that's one thing some of these Telegram groups do, right? And then it just drives that price up, and then people notice it, and then they start to buy in, and it just starts pumping. um, because people are then trading on the volume of it, and they see the chart is moving high. And then you just exit whenever whenever you want to. um, Another thing though, like some of these groups will do is they'll like work with a dev. A dev will be like, hey, we're gonna drop this we're gonna drop this address at 3 o'clock. And they'll go to their Telegram group, and they'll at 2 o'clock and be like, hey guys, this guy's gonna drop a new token right at 3 o'clock, and then go public about it at 3:30. So that gives the Telegram group a half hour to like go in, buy before they announce it to the general public. And then once the like public hears about it, they've already bought in lower, and then the thing pumps. And again, same thing, just kind of exit whenever whenever you want. Um, so there's a lot like there's a lot of different kind of again, for lack of a better word, like schemes going on. And that word has a scheme has a bad connotation, but it doesn't necessarily mean everything's unethical or illegal. There's sometimes it's just people in a group looking for plays. But since they're all together, since they're all working together, they're moving a large amount of volume together. So it makes one person's buy that much stronger because they're in the group, right? And then there's going to be 10 people buying behind them. A lot of times, though, what'll happen is like whoever's running that group, they will have an undoxed wallet where they're buying
They
like,
bought early, even earlier
yeah,
than they told
before,
everybody else.
yeah, exactly. So, um, yeah, that's how a lot of those work. And if you can figure out one of those wallets, like what you should do, right, is try then that Telegram group that you're in. Whenever they drop a contract address to you, you should take that contract address and then look at the wallets that like bought that before it was announced in your group, and then track those wallets and see what those wallets are doing, because that'll be a good way for you to like get in early on the next token launch.
I gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you follow
Yep.
me? Yeah. And again,
There are going
it's,
to be people tracking our wallets too when Stacker launches, like a lot
oh
of
yeah,
people.
totally. Yeah. That's like one thing I'm counting on, right? Is people are gonna totally be tracking all of our wallets, anyone who has Giraffe, because they're gonna wanna copy trade. You know, they're gonna just be like, fuck, this thing's doing so good. Like, let's just copy whatever these, whoever has one of these Giraffe, let's just copy their wallet, you know? Um,
Yeah, and eventually they'll get tired of doing that, and they'll have enough money to where they can
to
actually,
go
use the
buy.
buy itself. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. They can just go buy a giraffe themselves at some point. But you know, and again, like a lot of the stuff is available right now for free in our Telegram, right? Like you can get the Stacker GPT right now. Like anyone can get that. Um, just go into the Telegram and start using it, you know? Like I thing that scares me in like the Telegram groups, you know, I like I'm just those I always just feel like there's just so many rugs that happen in there. Like people will kind of build up and get people to start trusting, and then you know after a month or 3 months, then they have their real heist, right? Then they're like, okay, guys, you know here's the one we're gonna all go all in on, and it's like you know it's one of their coins or something, and they just fucking rug everybody. Um, you know that's what makes me nervous. I haven't really done too many of those. I got in one Telegram thing for like I don't know, probably like a week. This was actually like right as I was buying my giraffe last year. I joined one of those Telegram groups, and it was all right. Like they would announce, you know, same thing. They would drop a contract, and you know you could buy it or not. Um, but it just I don't know. I just felt like I did a couple buys, but then I left because I just felt like I'm gonna get like these guys are gonna they're setting everyone up to get rugged at some point. It just didn't, you know, it didn't pass the smell test to me, you know what I mean? It just didn't feel right. And just kind of had to get out of there. And I'm not saying that's your group at all, Reich. I'm not trying to say that at all. This was totally the way the group that I went into felt, you know, so I'm not saying that at yours at all, just to be very clear. How long have you been in that one, by the way? Reich? Reich is gone. Okay.
He's like, they're talking too much about this group. I got to get out of here.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Yeah. Have you done that before, though, Doug? Have you ever done any Telegram groups?
I mean, I've done those for God, years and years and years. I've had some successes, but it just feels like gambling to me, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just like I would rather have some control in it, and like
It does take a lot of faith. It does take a lot of faith.
like I got plenty of those ones where like I'm like it wasn't worth my time. I wasn't getting like the 100x's in the ones
Right.
that I was
I
in,
got you.
but it was like cool that like I could have bought bought low like on a dip and then bought right back in and gotten the same reward, that was a
Sure.
little less
Sure.
risky. So I haven't really done those in a while because that's also it's a job. I don't want a job.
Yeah. No, it's time consuming as fuck.
Hmm.
It's
So
super, super time consuming.
yeah, I mean, like I thought about like even running one of my own at one point, and then I had the same thought of going like, that's so much work that I don't want to
Yeah, I
do.
know. I know. Me too, actually. Me too. I've kicked that around where I'm like, should I just run my own Telegram group and try to do that? You know, because there is a benefit to running your own. You know, you
Oh
get to
yeah,
be
yeah.
first, right? You get to
Well,
be
yeah.
first, and
And any of us could launch our own like meme coin and do the same exact thing, and
yeah,
be first.
sure, sure,
Not giving advice on anything. I'm just saying like you could always launch your own and run it.
yep,
But and you don't like I think everybody's after those 100,000 X's. There's so many like
Don't do it.
five.
It's a
Yeah.
trap. It's a trap.
Yeah,
yeah,
Don't do
so
it.
just go after like the small win over and over again, and that's kind of like the idea with
yeah,
Stacker too.
yeah.
If you can get 1% every day over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I'd rather have that than 100x.
Well, you know what it is, man. This is what it is. Like it's like I was saying when we were in here talking the other day, and we were talking about gambling in Vegas. We were talking about like playing roulette and the way I play roulette, where you know I play the dozens on the side. So like I'm not playing numbers or colors. I'm just, playing the groups of dozens, and I pick two. So I basically end up having odds of about 65% chance to win. And you know, I'm guaranteed, and I pick two, so I'm guaranteed to lose one. And it's like it's not the sexy win, right? It's not the sexy 36-1 payout. But you win, and it's a small win over and over and over again, and it's a grind. And again, it's not a sexy win. It's like, okay, just another
Pay a
little
bill.
win, another little win, another little win. And like I'm totally fine with that with that, by the way. Like I would much rather have Stacker Agent, which is basically going to be doing that, right? Stacking up a bunch of small wins over the day, entering and exiting trades super quick. I mean, that's pretty much what Stacker is going to do, right? It's going to find where volume's moving, make, oh, okay, volume's moving over here in Jupe. Let's go over here in Jupe. And it'll catch a, 2 cent increase. And okay, that was a small win. And then it'll go over here. Oh, here's a Pingu's going up a little bit. Okay, here's a small win. And you just stack those up. I would much, much rather have that than like the super loud and sexy, 40xer, 100xer that happens once, and that's it, and then you spend all kinds of money chasing it again. It's like, that's just a dopamine hit. That's
What do
not
you mean
doing anything
you're
for
not
your
all
bets.
in on fart coin, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm
What?
not.
Were we not supposed to buy it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just sold all my
But
crypto and
th-
bought just Fartcoin.
this is Boycel's alter ego here, and
Just your friendly neighborhood nerd.
Wait,
he's
which one's
super
the alter ego?
bullish.
Which one's the alter ego?
Yeah, we don't know actually.
Which one's the actual me?
we don't know.
That's
Archaeologists
hilarious.
are looking into it.
Exploring.
I
That's
love it.
hidden.
Yeah, dude. Like, don't you agree with that? I mean,
I
wouldn't
do.
you? Yeah. And again, it's like, I get it. It's
Base
super
hits, man.
fun. It's fun, right?
Well, that model applies to everything in life. In
It really does.
The
Yeah, really
Kaizen
does.
model, the 1% growth per day. I mean, for so much of my life and career, I tried to do 10%, 20%, 30% growth per day. And it's like, I'm going to read this book today, and I'm
Yeah.
going to do this. I'm going to watch 3 courses, and it's like, it's not sustainable. And
Mm-mm.
you're going to build super fast, and then you're going to crash super hard.
Yep.
And the secret to success really is that 1% growth. And if you can do that multiple times per day on a trading bot like this is where it just becomes so powerful. And then as it
Yep.
compounds day after day after day, it's like, whoa, man, this is this is kind of next
Starts
level stuff right
becoming
here.
pretty real. Yeah, it starts to become pretty real once, like, again, it's like using the example I always use, right? The start with one soul and,
For
grow at
100 days.
10%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once you start getting into, like, anything above like day 60, you're starting to like push a big bag around. You're starting to really start moving some money. And, to the point to where you're almost like, God, should I just cash out? I've got 70 grand right here, and so, like, if you just keep, I don't know, man. The way I see it is, if you just kind of like keep at it, like you're saying, with the slow and steady gain, let's hit this 1%. Let's just grow 1% here. Oh, and then, look, we'll probably have some days where we get lucky, right? There'll probably be
That's
some
right.
days where there's just like, holy shit, we're hitting home run after home run after home run. And conversely, we'll probably have some real shitty days where it's
That's right.
like, just for whatever reason, just cannot find, there's no max extract plays possible. And, you know on the scalp trading, we're the ones getting scalped. It's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen, and
But that's
Yeah,
the
you
way that
see
the
it,
market
especially
does
with
get
Gary.
eaten
You
up and
see it every
destroyed.
day.
Yep.
right.
You
Yep.
see like
Every day.
people scalping like it's even more so now that we have a very active USDC pool at a lower fee structure. The last USDC pool that was already there was a standard pool that had a 4%. So it would hit like some arbitrage here and there, but it wasn't like
Wasn't
as much
big.
as it has
Yeah.
been the
Right.
the last week and a half.
What is our coin at right now?
Gary's at 20.2524 according to Dex Tools.
My God. I'm guessing that our volume has been significantly higher over the last 2 days.
Yeah, I got to check it.
I'm guessing.
I think I've seen a lot of buys. I'd like to use an analogy real quick. I think would be valuable for people because I was having a conversation on our mentorship call this morning with the community, and one of the things that came up was people are still looking at Web3, and a lot of people probably in this room as a form of gambling, and even the Web2 market and the media is presenting everything that's going on in Web3 right now as gambling rather than
Right. Right.
this is a business.
Right.
And to be able to have access to what Gary's building here and releasing soon, there's websites. I could give you a list of them. Empire Flippers, Flippa.com. There's so many of them that I'm on. And you can go in and buy an existing running business that is generating cash flow anywhere between $100 a month, $10 a month, all the way up to $100,000 a month and beyond. And if you see the multiples that people sell these businesses, I was
Mm-hmm.
looking at one the other day that this guy had started 8 months ago. He was making, I think, $6,000 or $7,000 a month in cash flow. So after all of his costs, it was like 6 or 7 grand a month he was making in profit after that. And he had the business listed online. It was 8 months old for $230,000. And I'm thinking to myself, for that kind of a multiple, where he doesn't know as soon as he buys that business if all those customers are going to leave because the guy had a personal relationship with all those people that he built, and so there's all the risks that come in with acquiring that business, and then you have to take on all the responsibilities of hiring and firing and leadership and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, on this AI stacker and the trading, there's no employees, there's nobody to fire, there's nobody to train, there's no one to, like, they're not going to show up late, I'm not going to lose my clients. Like, are we going to have some down days? Sure, but we're probably going to have way more up days. And the way
Yep.
that Gary's building this, it's not going to destroy the market, which is another concern that I had. And as I've learned and asked more questions, I'm like, okay, it's not going to ruin the market. So this is going to be around for a long time. Like, why would I put $1 into buying a business right now
Right.
versus putting my money into this? This is where a huge chunk, I'd say 20% of my extra income I have is going to go into specifically into the stacker agent. I'm going to put a lot of money into this rather than buying businesses. Because buying businesses is kind of on hold for me right now, and
You,
that's been
you
a
are buying a business by putting your stacker to work. You basically have a better business that has a employee that doesn't talk back.
there you go. I
and
like that.
I have the same sort of things with like YouTube channels. People are like, oh, you want to buy some views, want to buy some subscribers? It's all fake. It's like it doesn't mean a
It's the
thing. So
worst.
just because you have subscribers, just because you have views, that's the biggest thing. Like I have like a few less subscribers, but I get a lot of conversions through my YouTube channels.
A lot of
So
leads.
Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
like you said, you put me up on this, Dunk. Like those are just vanity statistics. They don't
well,
mean
yeah,
shit.
bullshit. It's like all of that's just fake, especially like with YouTube. You see all these people with their subscribers. Cool. I mean, and sometimes they're just like there was a channel like the channel I sent you a link for Joe. That channel is only a few months old and it's got a bunch of subscribers just because it hit a couple trending videos, which is good. But that's the way you want to do it. Like
Exactly.
there's other channels that they just buy the metrics and it means shit. But then they'll come to somebody like to your point. They'll come and they'll try and sell it to you and go like, "This is a successful YouTube channel. It's got 100,000 subscribers and 0 uploads."
Yeah, Morning Fame. Morning Fame is, oh no, it's not. Morning Fame is an analytics tool, but there's another one that is a website that you can buy existing YouTube channels, Instagram profiles.
Like
You can
Morning
Google
Fame.
it. Marketplace for buying Instagram and YouTube channels. You can see it, and you can buy
Yes.
X profiles that have 100,000, 200,000 followers. I mean, all of that, and it's just a way to cheat the system. But that doesn't mean you're going to make money. There's a kid
You,
who
you
lives in
need
the
to buy
town that
one that
I'm in
actually has a targeted audience built in. You can't
that's
guarantee
somehow
that.
connected to what you're already
Yeah.
doing, right? You
Yeah.
never invest or buy into a business or buy a business that doesn't how supplement the existing business
Hmm.
or income stream that you already have. I learned that many, many years
Yep.
ago. There's a kid here in town. He goes by Garrett the Carrot on YouTube, and he makes these little short animated shorts. and he did one that was like him at the DMV getting his driver's license and what that experience was like, and it's really funny. This kid has like 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and he came in because he wanted to work for me. And I'm sitting there talking, I'm like, dude, you got 3 million subscribers on your content. It's like some of his videos have like 80 million views, 100 million views. I'm like, what
Why
are you
does he want to
making on
work
this?
for you? Yeah.
I'm like, why do you want to work for me? He's like, bro, I make like $200 or $300 a month off of my
Yeah.
videos. I'm like,
What?
what?
You want to know what he's doing wrong? I could tell you right off. You say you're making short form content. Short
Yep.
form content is not meant to make money.
Nope. It's just visibility.
It is meant to send energy to your long form content to convert them. Plain and
Correct.
simple. Done. That's it.
That's it.
That's like that.
So what was his $200 for, Boysel? Was it
Just ad revenue from the shorts. That was all he was getting.
and he
And I'm
was
like,
only
bro,
getting $200 in ad revenue on something with millions of views?
yeah, I was like, go get yourself a brand deal. Go find
What
one
the
company right
fuck?
now that you can feature in your videos once a month that will give you $10,000 a month to get that kind of exposure. If you put me in your video and you advertise one of my products and you make one of your funny little cartoon videos and I generate 10,000, 100,000, whatever dollars from that, you don't think I'm going to pay you 10 grand a month to do that? Like,
Exactly.
go get
Yeah.
yourself a brand deal. And he just couldn't wrap his head around that. I'm like, all right, kid. He was only 17, 18 years old.
Yeah,
So,
Oh,
my
okay.
brain didn't work
Yeah.
that way at 17 either. So like I
yeah,
get it, but it's like,
Yeah. I
understandable.
mean, dude, what's on your mind when you're 7? I can tell you what's on my mind when I'm 17. Well, because it's kind of
same thing
still
that's
on my
on.
mind, but
Not getting a boner when the wind blows too
yeah,
hard.
exactly. You're just praying to God that it will stop. Actually, you're just like,
That's right.
please, God, please let me go. Just give me 1 minute,
That's
please.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I know. Yeah, man, it's rough. Teens are rough.
The teen years are
Rough.
rough.
Oh
But
God,
these
it's
kids are
rough.
doing that. These kids are getting hundreds of millions of views on their channels. He's probably got close to 1 billion views on his channel now, and they're not making anything off of this. And they got
I
these
can't
crazy
believe that,
skills.
man. That's so nuts. I cannot believe that. That is just it. That is blowing my mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it blew my mind too. Because I'm sitting over here with right now I have a little over 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Not a single one was bought or paid, and I earned every single one of those. It took me 4 years to get to 20,000. But by the time I got to 10,000, my whole life looked completely different. I've talked about this a few times. Like my whole life had changed. Like I went from traveling once a year to traveling like I traveled Texas in 1 year like 9 times, 10 times in a single year. And it was radical how fast. So it doesn't take a ton of subscribers. It doesn't take a ton of views. There are people that make 6 figures a year off of 600 subscribers.
God
So,
dang.
but yeah, I'm
Wow.
excited. I'm excited to put my money into what we're doing here. That's why I keep buying more giraffes. I got 2 last week, and made that post over the weekend about how I got like $6,500 into giraffes now, and I still got a lot more to go because my goal originally was like 30. I don't know if I'm going to get 30 now, but I'm definitely still going to continue to buy giraffes. That's for sure.
That's it, man. Giraffes are the fucking winning. Like they're the secret sauce. They're the secret sauce key to success for winning.
I agree.
We just right now what we really do need is a cell. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Do. What do we have here? I can't believe it's so funny, man. There's all these green background ones for sale now since we mentioned the green background. That is so funny. Um, yes. 24-hour volume 16.9, 3 and 24-hour sells 3. That math ain't mathin' for me. Help me out there. Someone help me out there. We have 3 cells and a volume of 16.9. How is that possible? That would be like an average of 5.8, 5.9.
There may have been a sale that happened for like the instant sell or whatever.
It just seems like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay. All right, sure. Oh, right. Yeah, right. Because there were some offers accepted. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got to be what that is. It has to be that. Okay. That's what it's got to be. But still, you know, the number that I'm always looking at here, and you guys hear me say it all the time, is that listed number. It's only 82 giraffe listed. Like, you know how, like, we are gonna blow that out of the water. Like the second we have a doxed wallet, there it's just someone's just gonna come and just buy all of them up. Like the second, the second Gary comes out and like reveals like proof. Well, I mean, he kind of already has, but you know what I mean. Like having like the agent live and people are watching it. Those 80 giraffe are gonna sell so fast. I mean, well, maybe not. Maybe not the ones that are like ridiculously priced, because there's some here that are priced at like thousands of Solana. But let me see here. I just got to the end. I'm looking. So yeah, like there's one priced at like 560 Sol. You know, 5558. So let's not count there. So like up to 112 Sol, 134 Sol. Okay. So you
How do
know,
we
I'll see. I'll accept that. Those will probably even sell.
how do we balance? I'm curious. This is maybe a little bit more for Dunk because he's been around for so long, but how do we balance out all the people that are sitting on literally whether they have 50, 60, 100, 200, 400 freaking giraffes sitting in their wallet, so they're just sitting on waiting for this thing to get to the point where one giraffe is worth 10, 20, 30, 50 Solana,
Gary Tree.
and they're just sitting on
Gary
exactly
Tree.
they're sitting on them, right? But how do we incentivize those people? Because the reason why we're losing, like the way I see it, and this was pretty bad energy in my opinion of what happened over the last few days with the stacker agents, and starting off with 5 and now we're down to 3 and we've lost 2. Like if there had been more giraffes put up for sale, and more options out there for people, because that's always what usually slows me down from buying one, is I just don't like the traits that are out there and at the pricing that there are. But if more people made more giraffes available for sale, would we have not had the issue that we had now? Because I thought about it the other day over the weekend. I'm like, what if we all just listed our
I don't.
giraffes right now for
I don't
6
think
Solana
so.
instead of 7, and we all lowered our price and gave people an easier way to buy into getting a giraffe, and they had more options. Instead of 70 listed there was 150 listed there instead, and there was way more variety and options for people to buy of giraffes. Would that change? And it was just a hypothetical question, but curious, would that change how many people are buying giraffes? Because I think at the price that it's
Of
getting to
course.
now,
Of
over
course.
$1,000, you now get into high ticket sales, and you're not in a lower ticket. It starts to become like, wow, this is, some people's rent, what they pay every month is one giraffe.
Well, to answer you, yes, of course, more people would buy because it would be cheaper. So definitely, but
But how do you balance that between like greed of people wanting to make as much as they can for their giraffes
well, that's what the
and
market does. The market does. Like that literally is how price is made.
Mhm.
So you know, uh, again, it is that's the the greed for like,
fear and greed?
how much do I really want this thing versus on the other side, how much am I going to sell this thing for? And you know the pressure between the two ends at whatever given point it ends at, and then that's where prices arrive. So
Mhm.
right now it's 7.2, I think.
Yeah,
Let
exactly.
me look.
That's
I think
exactly what it
it's
is.
Just it's the contrasts of life, right? So if people started posting them at 6, then the people who had them at 7 who wanted to sell would undercut it by point 0.2, and then it would just keep the price going
yeah,
down.
that would.
So if anything, it's doing us good that those people are holding their 30 or
Yeah,
40
And
we want them
also
for them to
somebody
lose
that's
the
like, so
market.
you'd call me a whale, right? So I have a
Yep.
bunch of draft. If somebody saw me list a whole bunch below the floor,
oh, that would
that would
kill it.
send such bad signals out,
Yeah,
like really bad signals. Like, and it could affect. You think that it's going to stop at 6? Oh, why is this person that holds hundreds of them? Which, by the way, everybody, I paid for them.
Yeah.
Hundred hundreds of draft. Uh, why are they listing 20 below the floor? Oh, are they going to list their others? And then it's going to, people are watching these wallets, so it's like it could cause a ripple effect that could bring us back down to a Solana
yeah.
floor. So
I don't like what you're
I'm not
saying there,
messing.
boy Sal.
I'm not
I
I'm
don't
not
like
with
what you're
any of that.
saying.
No, I want, because I know people are thinking this, so that's why I wanted to get it out into the open and transparently. And I'm
it's
not saying that's
it's not good for the project. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Because I've been looking. Oh crap!
I used a bad word.
Man.
Sorry.
I know. I was about to call you out on it.
Yeah, I used a bad word. Hit me. Call me out on it. Not good for anything to like dump a bunch of stuff on like we're one of those projects that only has like 80-ish listed. There's
Well,
nobody else.
that's what I'm always pointing out is like that is a great thing. That's why I'm always pointing out the fact that there's only 82 listed because that is a just another like great signal. It signals two things. One, that people don't want to sell their giraffe. That's a great thing to have that. So like when people buy them, they want them and they're not trying to floor them. So that's awesome just in its own. But it also signals, scarcity that this is all there is. This is all you can get. And you don't see that number. Like when I bought my giraffe, there were like 100, it was in the 130s. I vividly remember this. There was something like 132 listed. So then like I, bought in a few different tranches and I've never seen that number climb back up that high. So and some of the listings are there, I'm sure just as like a joke or a prayer, just like those ones that are listed up there right now at like 580 Solana, it's a listing, sure, and it's counted as a listing, but that's not a real listing. Even the ones that are up there at like 130, 112, again, yes, it's a listing, but it's not a real listing. So we have a bunch of those. We have like a lot of those that are up there. There's more than one, more than two. So my takeaway is it just shows the scarcity, which further helps our price like stabilize at a higher price. And to kind of get to your point, Mr. Skill Stacker, I see you're under a new
I got
name now.
rugged. I
Yeah,
got rugged.
but like getting back to it though, it's like we want to be at that high ticket price.
I agree.
And here's another thing. You are approaching things in a different way than most people are. Um, because you're like looking at traits and stuff like that. I'll tell you this much, man. And this is just for me, so like when I was buying mine, I didn't care. I didn't care at all. I just bought whatever and so be it. Now, um, I, I was just getting whatever was the cheapest, and I was just buying them up. Again, my rule was like if it's under one soul, I'll buy it, and I would just buy and then okay, there's nothing under a soul. I would wait. A week would go by, and there would be six more listed under a soul. Great, and I would go and buy those six. Um, and I'm sure that kind of shook. I'm sure that shook out some people, who like when I was buying mine. But the thing is, like, as we've kind of made our our climb to the top, we've we've done it in a way to where it's been sustainable, because it hasn't been just like one or two people buying a bunch.
That's right.
It's been natural. There have been some big buyers, right? I was a big buyer. Christian was a big buyer. So there have been some big buyers, like where someone came in and bought, tens of them. But that isn't our story. Our story is people coming in and buying one, two, three, working really hard to get their seventh one, working hard to get their fourth one. So it's why our price is so stable. And when it does go down, like We were at 7.55 the other day.
Yep.
Um, and now we're at like 7.2, like 7.2 something. I think it's 7.224. Um, it's to me what that is, it's almost like it's adjusting for the rise in Solana. So
Yeah,
it's like the same price,
I agree.
it just like, well, Solana got more expensive, so now people are shaving off a couple, you know, uh, like a tenth of a Solana. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's almost like it isn't even moving down. It's just kind of,
the price of Solana is going up.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't mind. I think freaking, $1,000 giraffe to me is still, like I said it to somebody on a call the other day, is like being able to buy something for $10. Like if there was a giraffe listed right now for $10, would you go buy it? Like everybody would rush to it. And that's how I see giraffe right now, is the same price. But I think that there are a lot of collectors in this group.
Oh, there are.
I
Yeah,
really do. And
yeah.
I am one of those collectors. I like at first I went from not caring about
Oh,
even having a giraffe to having a giraffe and being like, I don't like this rainbow one. I want to get rid of this. So I sell that one, use that to buy my actual giraffe that I liked. I liked the characters. And now I'm obsessed with getting them all in this specific background. And I'm buying up all these backgrounds, and I'm finding ones from other people have in their wallets. And I'm looking at these wallets going, dude, some of these people have like 150, 80 giraffes, and they're not listed, and they're just holding on to them. And obviously they're going to try to make as much money on each one as possible, especially for the people that got in a long time ago. They got them for, like you said, half a soul, a quarter soul, and now they're over here at like 5, 6, 7, 10 soul, right? Like at a
Yep,
higher price. There's
yep.
some ones that I would love to pick up, but I don't know how to approach that in a way, because a lot of these people have never doxed their wallet.
Yeah, right.
You don't even know who owns these drafts. They just kind of sit there in limbo, and you're like, man, I'd love to offer somebody 7 soul. They may not even looked at their wallet in a year.
Yeah,
How do I facilitate more of these deals? Uh,
yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like the only real way around that is, you can like find the giraffe you like and then just like put a like post, like whoever owns this, I'll buy it off you. Um, I know, especially if someone's like, not like they haven't disclosed or,
that's why I was so excited about the trading desk that he did. Like I thought that was a
that
genius.
was a really cool thing.
It was really great move. I'm like, dude, that opened up a lot of opportunity there. The stacker agent though has been a little bit different vibe for me. After losing 2 stackers off there for 2 sales not coming in, I'm like, bro, like we're all working together, working our tails off here as hard as we can to try to make this thing happen, and make sure that sales are happening consistently. And
Yep.
we just lost 2 stackers, man. Like what the heck?
I know it sucks. Well,
It's
and it's like the thing is, it's because we're expensive now.
Yep.
And I get it. I get it, but it I was I did like twice myself where I bought a giraffe just to like keep a cell, keep us going. But it's like I can't do that
That's
just
right.
from a financial, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
just like I actually cannot do that, like I just don't have the money to. I wish I did, once I have this thing called a stacker agent printing money for me, then I'll have the means to do that. But like, here's the way I look at it. This is when you were saying like, you know, um, I forgot what you were saying when you were like, oh, it's a thousand, and I forgot your analogy for it, but my analogy is like this. Right now, you need $1,250 because Gary is 25 cents right now, or a little over. So it might be actually $1,260 probably, or like 55, something like that. Um, to buy a giraffe and to buy the 1,000 Gary coin, right? So this is exactly how I look at it. If I were a salesman and I'm at a trade show and I'm, like I'm standing at my tent and I'm selling a money printer. Yes, a money printer. You can buy this machine right here and you put a little bit of money in it and it'll print you out more money. I sell these machines for $1,250. That's how I think about it. Like, guys, you need $1,250, and you yourself can have this machine that will magically print you money. Like, that's how I think about it. Like, wouldn't people rush to the store to buy that magical machine?
Well,
Give me a 100 or a thumbs up or something, because yes, they
seriously,
would.
a
They
$10
would.
giraffe for what it currently costs of $1,000 would not one person in here would hesitate to do whatever it took because they see the value. It's like if you got locked up in jail and your bail was 10 grand, but you don't have 10 grand, I guarantee you're gonna
You're
find a
gonna
way
figure out a way to get 10 grand.
because
Yep.
you want it bad enough. And a
Yep.
lot of people just don't want it bad enough yet. And I think when it's going to be too late is when Stacker Agent has hit and that wallet is doxed, and now those $1,000 drafts are now $10,000 or more minimum.
Well,
Like the floor is
that
10, 15.
that is coming. That is coming. And again, it's like that post I put up a while ago, where it was like the two stands, and it was like giraffe for $40, and there's no one in line there. And then
Yep.
there's the other stand where it's like giraffe for $1,000, and there's a huge line.
Yep.
And it's like, you can change that now from like 1,000 to 10,000, because the same thing will end up happening here, where like once this is 5,000, same deal, right? Like, there's going to be people who buy it at 5 grand, but we're kind of like tire kicking at 1 grand. It, like, I know it. I'm certain.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm so certain, like, that's going to end up being the bulk of the new giraffe member is going to sound something like this. It's going to sound something like this. Oh yeah, I came in to your guys' space. I saw the giraffe. They were like $1,000. I stopped in the space a few times to kind of hear what everything was about, and thought about it, but I just didn't at the time. I just didn't have the 8 soul, the like 7.5 soul to buy the giraffe, and then another 2 soul to buy Gary coin. I just didn't really have it. It's like 10 soul. Um, but then I saw you guys like shooting up even more and going even higher and like still climbing. So then that's when I saved this and I sold that and I got this money together, and then I was able to buy my giraffe now at a $5,000, right? Like, that's gonna be the story that we hear.
Oh yeah.
Well, and it's even just like the referrals. Like before I even got a giraffe, I got my brother and my stepdad to blindly buy one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're saying, as soon as a wallet gets doxxed, like nothing's gonna stop me from getting like every single person I talk to be like,
Yep.
"Yo, look at here's the
Yep.
proof. Get one, even if they're $2,000." Like I could go to my uncle,
Yep.
all of my sisters, everybody who right now is like skeptical about Web3, meme coins, crypto. They think it's all a scam. But as soon as there's proof in the
Yeah,
pudding,
right.
like everybody who has a giraffe should be able to freaking onboard at least like 5 to 10 people a
Even
week
just like
and just be
family
like,
members, like you're saying, like just go to your uncle, and be like, yo, look, Uncle Lance, check this out.
Dude,
Like,
I know
it's,
people in this room that have friends and business associates that have the most insanely deep pockets that when this thing gets doxxed, they're going to go in and buy up every draft that's in there will be gone in
yeah,
24 hours.
yeah.
4 hours.
So like, you know, I have a couple of those friends, and I haven't really tapped them yet, because one, it's just not the right time. These aren't people who are interested in like the growing phase, right? These are people who are interested in the maintenance phase. And they'll come in and buy a giraffe when it's 10 grand. They're not going to buy a giraffe at 1,000. They'll happily buy it at 10, 20,000, because at that point, things are kind of proofed out and everything's working and da 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 da. Um, and like you say, they'll just buy everything that is there. And like, I know that day is coming sooner than we think. Sooner than we think, because one of these. you know, friends, let's say. By the way, Reich and Dunk, I let up Zazzy. You guys are asleep at the wheel. Um, one of these, one of these like friends of ours is gonna see the opportunity and say, well, you know what? I have a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin, I could, cash it in and I could get, this number of Giraffe and Gary coin. Fuck it, I'll go for it. I, I know that there's a few of those people that we personally know just in our own Rolodexes. Um, like I said, I have a guy I'm gonna like set a call up at some point to like for him to talk to Gary because I know he is in Web3 and he'll be interested in this and he's got deep pockets. And the thing is, it's like I've been kind of holding off on talking to him, a guy named Jim, because partly just for the fact that like I know once he gets involved, the people that he'll end up bringing with him, it'll it'll change the environment because it's going to be people who have lots and lots and lots of money. And the thing is, they can the kind of money where they can push everybody out, and like I've been real hesitant to introduce them to this because I know what'll happen. They'll buy everything that's out there, and then it's like kind of closed off now. And I really don't want to see that happen. I really don't. And also just from like a centralization point of view, like I want our project here to get as spread as thin as possible, as decentralized as possible.
Well, it's like the peppermint NFTs. Like in January, those were like you could get them for like 70 Sol. I haven't looked at them yet, but they're like 150 last time I looked at them.
Jeez.
So it's like you're saying, giraffes are gonna, and they have bots, but they don't do anything in the open. It's like buy this freaking Altoid can NFT for 150 Sol, and then we'll
And
tell
then
you
yeah, right.
what the bot's about, which is like that's crazy, and people are
And people
still
are
buying
doing
them
it.
in like 150.
They're up to 150 now.
They were last time I checked, but I haven't checked in like a month, so
I haven't looked at
not
them in
sure.
quite a while. But like you said, and they're not even in the open. They're
Oh, they're only at 55,
you
but
you can you
still.
can buy your fucking York peppermint patty NFT, right? And not know what you're getting, or this here. And but the thing is like I just know once we get one of those like big investors and they'll just buy everything that's available. They'll just buy it all up. And you know, that'll be that. And I really don't want to see that happen. I I really don't, because I want we want there to be a lot of Giraffe. I don't want there to be just one more person who comes in and just buys up everything that's available, and then that's that. Hey, Zazzy,
Hi, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good Monday.
having a great Monday. Good to hear from you.
Yes, I know I seldom come up the stage, but I just want to share what I've been experimenting on this weekend.
Ooh.
Um, I am. I've been a builder in Web3 for 3 to 4 years now with different groups, and I have been with Gary in Clubhouse days. But during that time, I'm not very techno, so I really have difficulty following what the instructions were, like, download this, download that. So I resonate with everyone that is kind of new in this space and trying to understand everything, but don't hesitate to ask, because like when I was uh, during that time, people around me are very helpful. So if you have any questions, how to set up your wallet, how to do this, how to do that, don't hesitate to ask. I've been walked through. even 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours by people that wanted to onboard me and wanted me to learn. And so I think I uh, got back with the Gary group in February. I don't know how it just started showing on my feed and on X, and I started attending y'all's, early morning, and then whatever. I don't remember when Joe started his room, but since it was regular, I know when I have time, I stop by and listen. But anyway, during the weekend, like I said, I've been in Web3, and we use an EVM multi-sig wallet when we are in our DAOs and when we are voting, when we're putting our money in the treasury. And so I tried to research that
Yes.
with this, what you call this, the giraffe, because when I bought my giraffe, uh, I had to scrape money everywhere. And I know not everyone has that uh, leeway to do that. And when I was offering this to my children, they're grown, they have jobs. Mom, I don't have that kind of money. And so I tried to figure out how is it that I can onboard other people that I know that don't have the money but still be able to benefit. And I tried the multi-sig wallet. I experimented on a multi-sig wallet this weekend. It's called Squad, and
Yep.
it's Solana based. And my God, I have put their names, I put their wallet addresses and everything in there. And I told them, y'all give me money every week. We'll put it in there. Once we have enough, we'll buy a giraffe and
Love
y'all get
that. I love
our.
that.
I want to share it to everyone here because I want you all to have one. If there's 5 people in your family, start a multi-sig wallet. If you have friends and family, do it. Initially, I want to offer it by me doing it, but I thought that's a lot of work.
Yep.
Why don't I just share this to everyone so you all form your own groups and onboard people? And if you need play with the squad right now. If you have any questions, ask me. I'm still learning too, but we all can share that experience. And what I do normally, that's why I love Web3, is we come with solutions.
Mm-hmm.
We want this to be decentralized. We want everyone to participate. You've been coming here almost every day. I want to contribute what I know. So that's it. I have another meeting at 3:30, but thank you for letting me speak. DM me if you have any questions or ask these OGs. I'm sure they have heard of a multi-sig
Oh yeah.
wallet.
Oh yeah.
So
Squads is a
please
good one too. That's a good one to
group
use.
group some people around you, even if it's just 10 people, split, however the cost, sweep the floor of the giraffe right now. You won't be able to afford it after
I know.
it shoots up, and I want you all to be part of it. Let's do this. So
What
thank you
is
so much.
where do you live, Zazzy?
I can't dox myself there. I have
Oh,
too many
no,
different
no worries.
projects.
No worries. No worries. I was just curious like what
That's
time zone you
gonna
were in. Really is what I wanted to know.
disrupt Web 2. And so, but I am passionate
Are
about
you
the
on the
future.
East Coast or West Coast?
I'm central.
Central. Okay.
But I love you all. I want you all to have it. I want you all to participate in this because out of my other projects, I even put up a multi-sig wallet that has my project's wallets in there because I said this is gonna fund my other mission and vision. So guys, just just think about it, play with squad and see how you can invite all your friends and family and start your own multi-sig
It's
community.
very easy to use. It's very, very easy.
I'll land my plane and I thank you everyone. I have another meeting to go to. Bye.
Bye, Zazzy.
Thank you. On that note, that would be a good idea for us also, just in like the giraffe group, to stacker from being taken down every 24 hours if we get like 20 people to each pitch in.
It's not a
Point
not a
point
bad
five, point
idea.
four.
Well, I mean, that's sort of what the whole raffle idea was. That's what Dunk's doing. Basically
Right.
fractionalizing it so that we have a cell every day, but people just aren't doing it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's exactly the idea. Is Trailblazer is everyone throws in point 0.5 soul, um, and there's a chance you get a chance to win a giraffe. Um, Again, but that's like what, $65. I get it. You know,
Yeah. Well, and then it takes out the gambling part of it. So you're not like, well, what if I lose it? But then it's like, well, you still get a portion of it. And we could just say that we're going to throw it into the tree, so then you can make residual income off of it. So it's an investment rather than a
that's
raffle.
not even a bad idea. Do it, do it. That's actually not a bad idea. Go grab a multi sig. I'll be one of your signers. I'm 100% down on this Trailblazer. If you grab
Yeah.
go grab a squads. You can have up to 5 signers, I think. And we could all throw a little bit of money in it and then buy a giraffe, and then we all just share in its just share. Like that's something we could totally do, like you say. And then once the tree's ready, we throw it in the tree and we fractionalize it. In fact, I've been thinking that, like, look, if this thing is as successful as I think it's going to be, I'm quite sure we'll see a couple companies pop up around it that are formed just like that, actually, where they'll have, like, they'll form an LLC. There'll be, 4 partners, 5 partners, and that's the company. The company is quite literally buying a giraffe, 1,000 Gary coin, running a stacker agent, and then the 4 partners, the 5 partners, or whatever. Um, they take their profits, once a month or something. I can totally see that happening. It just makes a lot of sense, actually. It makes, especially for people who are like, they don't have, like, as stacker gets more and more expensive, it's already $1,000, but when it gets up to, being $20,000, you know, someone may say, well, I don't have 20 grand, I have 5. And if I can find, 3 more friends who have 5 grand, then we can all pitch in and we can buy a giraffe and the Gary coin. And now it's running for it. It's working for us. I can so see that happening, where there's something like that. Or or another thing that I could see happening is people doing a raise, among their friends, family, or even just, investors, putting a wallet together. Say they raise, like, 300 Solana, and they buy some giraffe, and again, like, I don't know, we're talking into the future here. So I'm assuming this is, 2 years in the future, like when the Gary trees, actually working, and all that stuff's going on. I can, so it isn't hard for me to imagine a company forming where people just kind of come together, and buy giraffe and park them at the tree. And then again, the 4 or 5 investors, they just split up the profits every quarter, or, month, or whatever they decide on. I can so see all kinds of organizations popping up around us. It just makes a lot of sense, you know. Um, I don't know. Have you thought about that at all, Dunk? Dunk fell asleep. Okay. I
No, I have. I'm getting again phone calls and text messages or
Have you
emails
thought
don't
about
require
that? Have you thought about that?
about doing like fractionalization.
Well, like an actual like company starting up over it.
I 100%. I think that there's gonna be a whole bunch of them, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be
It's
income stream for a lot of companies that allows companies to do what they want because they want to, not because they like. It's just gonna be like this is one of our ways that our company makes money, and we take some of those profits and put them
yeah,
into the thing that we
yeah.
actually are focusing on as a company. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Well, that too, yeah. I mean that too makes a lot of sense. The way I was coming at it, I don't know if you heard this or you were on a call or whatever, but
Look,
what what I
I
was
get pinch people talking to me.
what I was saying was, people coming together, say there's 4 or 5 investors that come together, like form a S corp or LLC or something, and
I like joint ownership of it. Of
yeah,
course, I mean
well,
like it's gonna get out of the reach of a lot of people too,
that's what I'm
very
saying.
quickly.
When a giraffe is 20 grand, and someone's
People
like,
can afford five
yeah,
as their startup.
there
Yep,
you
I think
go.
that's and I think a lot of those people are going to start off being in the like when the time comes, like the Gary pool, and then the random time whenever, or the Gary tree,
Yep,
and the random time then when a draft happens to go for sale, they're just going to be ready to try and buy it, so they don't
yep,
have to pay those fees anymore.
yep.
I think is what's happening.
Yeah, I could really see that, really see that happening. Um, well, yeah, because they're gonna, that's another thing too. Come to think about it, there will be the type of person that's just like bought into the Gary tree, and they're just tired of paying the 10%, 15%, whatever he's going to charge, and they just they want a giraffe, and then they don't have to pay the fee, and like I could just so see people coming together, you know forming a little company around a giraffe. I can, it's easy for me to imagine that world. And
Dude, I already use like my draft a lot in my own IP, like in my content. So it's like people are going to do that. They're going to actually form companies around the
well,
draft.
especially as it becomes more of a status symbol. So like and again, that's going to come after, after results are proven, right? That'll come after people see, not just a doxed wallet, but they see a community where, there are a lot of doxed wallets, and there's a lot of people who are just, crushing it. Then see, again, like the NFT at that point will hit that point where it like transcends, like it's no longer about its utility. It's no longer about the fact that, having a giraffe gets you to a stacker agent. It's just you have a giraffe, and that's something in itself. Like that's that's the real point we want to get to, because then, then it's like it's like,
Well, it's like Bored Ape, but actually with utility.
but like with something, yeah, or
Yeah.
punk or something, like punk, like where it's like you just have the giraffe, like it, and that's enough. You
Like
just
personally,
have the
I've
giraffe.
been a big I like in the past, like with NFT projects, I've always been like a utility maxi, like I
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm,
utility with my but like, and I never really got why, like, oh, why is that crypto punk, or
mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm.
Bored Ape worth so much, because there really is no logic behind it.
No.
So that's why, like, when I'll use that word, invest in crypto, the ecosystem. I kind of approach it in the same way as I approach stocks. In all honesty, aside from that, things move a little different. But if I want to buy something to hold on to, I think of it like a stock. NFT or Gary Coin's a good example, because I think of it like that stock in a company. That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's not stock; it's completely different. But to me, when I'm choosing to buy something I'm holding on to, I'm not just gonna like.
Yeah,
Gary
yeah.
makes a good point. Like, what's the point of holding Jupe? Okay, you can put it in a DAO. Oh, can I make a proposal in a DAO? No. Who can?
Right,
Only the
right.
people that
So
made the token. Then they just
so
basically
then, like,
take you
what
the
do I
money that they're
care about
printing
the
up.
Dow for? Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
there's really no purpose, but there's actually utility. In all honesty, I don't think Jupe has any utility,
No.
because the DAO honestly is no
Well, I guess you get to vote. to vote, I guess,
You get
but
to vote, but you can't make a
you
proposal.
can't make a
And
proposal. Yeah,
yeah,
that's your utilities. You get to vote. Like,
you
okay,
get
I
to
don't give a shit about that.
you get to
Honestly.
vote, and look what their last two votes did. It crushed the currency.
Right.
Crushed it. Their
Right.
last, like, I like when I saw those last two votes for the juped out, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you? You're asking for how much money?
Right. Right.
That's not even like it's not even a reasonable amount. It was like, hey, can we get these devs and give them couple $1 million?
Right. Right. And
It's not even like, can we have funds to pay these people an income? I
no
get
one
like,
wants to pay salaries. No one's in Web3 to pay people salaries.
well,
That's
even
not what
so,
you're here for.
they were saying that it would be like a certain amount. I have to look at the amount again. I'm not even going to care, but the amount was that right now it was like it would take time for it to be released, but it by the time it's released, it's like people are speculating if the price goes in the direction that they think it will, which who knows, that it would be worth like millions and
Right.
millions and millions of dollars. And you're like, so you're just going to be like basically a programmer and you're going to get paid millions of dollars, prepaid millions of dollars before you even
Yeah.
done the fucking work. That's the thing. It's like maybe if you go and create $100 million worth of value, you could justify it, but not like, hey, here's these people we're thinking about paying, we're going to pay them something that's going to be worth millions in not too long. Like, no,
Well, you know
absolutely
what?
not
You get to make your voice heard if you have jupe locked up. So, um, you can go do that.
anymore because
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of making a multi-sig wallet. Do you think that we cap it at 5 people, or like the 5 people are just the signature people, like the OGs for protection?
So
Because I have putting together a multi-sig wallet. So far, me and Joe are signers, can add up to like 5 total.
you can
Here's
have
the play.
you,
Anyone can donate any amount of SOL to the wallet. Once we've got enough to hit the floor price, we
we
buy a
buy a giraffe.
draft.
Yep.
That draft goes into the Gary tree to earn yield. Anyone who contributes based off of the draft we buy, we divvy it up off that percentage. This will help us keep the stacker agent giveaway live without losing one. Makes it easier for community members who can't afford a whole giraffe to still own a piece of one. Maybe you'll own the hoof and I'll own the ear, but we're all in the herd together. And then I explain how the
I love
multi-sig
this.
wallet adds security. And then I reference how it's similar to the raffles that Nancy and Dunk were doing, but it's more so an investment for shared ownership.
Yeah, it's great.
So I'll post that in there and we'll
See
see.
how it goes. Yeah. Like I said, I'm happy to be a signer. I'm sure, I don't want to speak for anyone. I'm sure Dunk would, and I'm sure Maui would. But I'll let them speak for themselves. Um, yeah. Um, that's a great thing. Trailblazer. And tomorrow, Dunk and Reich, let's make sure we pin that post. Um, yeah, we'll make sure we pin your post there, Trailblazer,
yeah, we will.
so that we can. That's just one more method for us to get some giraffe moving. I like it. I like it. But in the meantime, you can also buy some raffle tickets from Dunk's raffle. What are we at, Dunk? 4 still? Has anyone bought any?
Or I haven't had it. I can't check right now because I'm not on the right wallet.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'll check as soon as I get back. And I'm trying to figure, like, I'm talking to Helio directly just to, because they're like, oh, that's not that, they're trying to find a better way to do it. So I'm talking to them
Huh.
exactly what I want. So,
Why?
um,
Why? I mean, how it worked for Maui just fine.
yeah, I want to figure out what you did differently. So it's something weird. Just not, they said they don't do, they said that the way that they do the raffle is people would enter into a raffle, like it's a free raffle that they get sent to the, like it says it's a raffle, but it's
Whatever.
structured
It's all
differently.
good.
So
We'll
so
figure it out. Yeah.
another idea that I've actually had for a raffle, and I think this might actually be a fun one for us, is if we do like a if we do like a mint. So there's things that people of us are like just doing for fun. You could do a mint for fun, you know, and just charge that, and whoever mints could be a somebody that because that's a really easy way to do it. Whatever wallet minted something. So if you're saying you want to have like a raffle that's 50 half a Solana. You just mint something for half a Solana, and whoever
I
mints.
oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever mints the free mint just gets
Yeah.
whoever mints the half a Solana
That's
mint.
too much. You already lost me. You already lost me. It's way too much.
I mean, I think that might even be
You,
easier.
Yeah. I'm
what I
lost.
ended up doing, hey guys, was because it was one Solana, and I started out with basically no Solana, just some
Hmm.
pennies in my wallet. Every time I went to that wallet that only had the giraffe and the 1,000 Gary in it, of course I could see, oh, I'm at 2 Solana. Then I would just look down there and say, okay, here are the two people,
Okay.
2 addresses that bought. And, generally they said, hey, I just bought. So I was
Okay.
able to,
I,
tag
cool.
them to their wallet
You were
address,
our first trial for the raffle, anyway. So
right. So I just watched the Solana come in. And once, I said, hey, we still have 8, 2 more. And when those 2 got bought, I said, okay, here it is, and let's go.
cool.
Right.
And if anyone were to have bought after that, I would have
Right. You just
rolled
were
it
gonna
Do
into
roll
the
it in.
next
Yeah.
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out an automated way.
For some reason, that was just too big of a climb for Dunk Maui. He likes to complicate things. So
Always like to complicate things.
yeah. So
It's what I do. I do it really well. So if you're good at something, you
you
do it
you
well. You just do it.
certainly are good at it. You certainly are. Hence why
The thing in
I
my
get
head,
frustrated.
it's not complicated in my head.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. All right, y'all. We're gonna close it down here. Dunk tomorrow.
Hmm.
We will have our raffle up and hopefully Trailblazers things going.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we also will get some sales going, guys. So,
Yeah, we're only down to 2 stacker agents now, Gary said.
we're
There was
down to
there was another
2.
miss.
Another miss.
Yep.
Yikes.
Really?
What a bummer.
Bummer. Bummer, bummer. Is what it
I can say.
is.
Yeah, that Tenzer thing, that was a real caboclo. Even though he did count them, it kind of went back and forth, and we should have just said, at the get go, only buys on Magic Eden are counting,
Yeah.
and then we wouldn't have been in this bufungle that we lost to just because they were made over there, and the ones that were offer bought over there didn't count at all. And yeah, so it's just kind of what
I
is.
mean, why is anyone using Tinzer? That's
I
the
don't
real
know.
question.
If it's a cheaper
Um,
I've
price,
never even
whatever
been
the
there.
cheapest price is, I imagine. Like if there's a cheaper deal over there, like you buy it from there.
Doesn't it post it on both
hmm,
of them, no
It
matter where
doesn't
you post it?
always. It doesn't always. It's just and
doesn't
And that's
always.
been
Yeah.
the
it doesn't. It
problem.
also doesn't
Yeah.
list sells. It only lists buys. Like sells on Tenzer don't show on Magic Eden, just buys.
Yeah.
And Magic Eden is what matters to Gary. So, so it matters to us all. We want to keep our name up there, and, we're doing our best. We've moved 20 giraffe, and so
Hmm.
that's the intent. And let's keep
We want to
going.
move
And
units.
whether there's a stacker on the winter board or not,
That's right.
but by the time all 50 stackers get their stuff, and there's only 2 left, let's be real, there won't be any left anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
this community, as hard as we try, it's just not quite a one a day. We'll have a flurry, and then it's just, that's just not quite who we are. We want to be, but we're not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. We'll get there. We'll get
So,
there, Donna Nancy.
but he always comes up. It's like, oh, womp womp womp. But you know what? He's fair, and they're gonna come around
Yep.
again.
That's right.
Don't
There's
That's
worry.
right.
always other
They're out.
opportunities to get them.
Right. And nobody is sad that they have bought a giraffe to specifically enter that raffle, to have it all disappear. That's okay. We still have our giraffe. And if that was the catalyst for the buy, then good. you still got a draft cheaper, just like we've been talking today, than what they're going to be when he doxes that
Indeed.
first wallet.
So all will be well, people. All will be well.
Hella be well.
All will be
Hella be
well.
well.
Alrighty, guys.
Okay. We'll see you
We
guys.
will see y'all tomorrow
See
at
everybody.
the same time,
Same time, same place.
same place, here on X at 11 o'clock my time, whatever time at your time. We will be back. Thank you, Maui. Thank you, Trail. Thank you, Reich. Thank you, Dunk. Love you guys. Could not do
Yeah,
it
man.
without you. Oh, and look at I just now noticed
Much
my
love.
my boys in there. Young Woo was in here. I just noticed that. Much love, Trail. I will see you tomorrow. I love y'all.